Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Cataclysm of Hyrule. I am the creator and GM of the campaign, Puck Finn. For everyone joining us tonight, welcome. So, before we get started tonight, we're going to go through some announcements as we usually do. I'm going to talk about the upcoming scheduling changes because of the upcoming holidays, and we'll do recap, introductions, and dive right into it. So, first thing I'll always talk about is the Discord server. I always recommend that people join the Discord server because that is the best way to keep in contact with so many things that go on. We have functions in our Discord server, such as our loot chat. That's really kind of a lot of fun, in my opinion. It's a way that you can claim dailies for coins and then use those coins for things in-game, such as D4s, supplemental D4s for our players, supplemental D4s for our enemies, as well as a number of other things. Let me see. Aside from that, the next thing I would like to advertise is our link tree. Our link tree is where all of our links are kept and really easy to navigate. On there, we have the link for our Discord server. We have the link for our Cataclysm of Hyrule YouTube page, which is where we post all of the previous campaign sessions. I believe this is our 24th episode. So you can find the previous 23 episodes on our YouTube page. While you're there, absolutely hit that subscribe button. We have the link to our Facebook page, and in our Facebook page, there are reminder announcements that you can react to and get notified for when our campaign sessions go live. And yeah, just a bunch of good links. I'm not going to go through them all right now, but definitely check it out and see all sorts of things, including links to other Twitch accounts that we as a group have even rated, and that's always fun. So, scheduling. So, the next couple weeks are going to be a little bit hectic, as the holiday season tends to be. So I want to go through it real quick on a week-by-week basis with everybody. And I will continue to do so just so that everyone stays well informed on the topic. So next week, December 18th, would typically be a chat session. And the chat sessions are sessions where we do reviews of things that of the previous campaign session. We tend to have an open chat. Excuse me. And really, it gives a chance for myself and the players of the campaign to interact on a more personal level with the viewers. We've had some really interesting chat sessions, and those chat sessions don't get saved anywhere. They're available on the Twitch page for the following week after it's posted, but after that, those chat sessions are gone. Unlike our campaign sessions, we don't save them or post them anywhere. So if you want to be a part of that, definitely check out our chat sessions. However, next Monday, I have a that's my actual job's Christmas party, and I'm going to attend and be social, which is a big thing for me, and I'm sure like a lot of people can relate to social awkwardness at times. So we will not have next week a campaign chat session. So, a campaign. We will not have a chat broadcast. We will simply not have a broadcast. I hope everyone is, safe and has that time well spent, whether you're spending it with family, going shopping, whatever it is. But next Monday, we will have no broadcast. The following week, December 25th, is Christmas. So, next week, the following week, we will also not have a broadcast for obvious reasons. However, here's the fun thing. January 1st, we are in our regular schedule. It falls under a chat broadcast, and since we will not have any broadcast going on for the following 2 weeks, we're going to do something real special, and I'm very excited for this. I've spoken in our chat broadcast about doing special events and one-shots and things like that that are separate from the campaign, but since we've started doing the Twitch broadcast of this campaign, I either haven't had the time or found something really interesting that I wanted to do a one-shot of. That I had the time to flush out. Like, honestly, there are a number of things that I would like to touch on, but that will happen when the time comes. But given the progression of the story, there's something that begs for a one-shot, and I'm excited to do it. So, we won't have it. January 1st will not be a typical broadcast for us. But the story will take place during towards the end of the Hyrulean Civil War. It's going to be a fated love story, and it's going to be a little bit different from my typical GMing style. It's going to be highly narrative, but we will also have our players playing different characters. We will not have Dekun, Gully, Afine, and Ledo in the campaign, but we will have the attending players, because again, I do recognize that it's a holiday and some people will be busy and or recovering. So the attending players will be playing alternate characters. So we will have attending players. We will not have our typical characters. And it's going to take place, to put it in terms of chronologically, the Hyrulean Civil War takes place prior to the Ocarina of Time, and putting this campaign takes place after the Ocarina of Time. So it's going to be an interesting story. It's going to be a fun story. It's not going to be something that is going to have a direct impact on the campaign, but it will be something that has directly impacted the campaign. I word it that way because I don't want to give away any spoilers. And hopefully over the next 2-3 weeks, I'll post kind of some teaser information on our Discord channel about the context of the campaign. I'm not sure what that's going to be. It might be potential player characters that our players might pick up. It might be certain things that are happening surrounding the storyline. But I will, over the next 3 weeks prior to this one shot, there will be information that kind of trickles into our Discord server. So if you're not part of that server, definitely get into it. And again, I'm very excited for this campaign, and I'm being incredibly tight-lipped about it. So, yeah, like I said, this is not something that we've done since the start of this iteration of the campaign. So it's going to be a really fun way to start off the new year. And then moving forward from that, January 8th is typically a campaign session, and it will be a campaign session. So January 8th moving forward, we will continue our regularly scheduled schedule. All right. So with that, we're going to go into introductions. I've been tinkering with some things. As you saw, our intro screen, we've made some changes too. So I'm not sure what it's going to look like when I switch over this. So if we do suffer any technical difficulties, everyone's always been so wonderful about sticking with us, and I thank you. I thank you about that ahead of time. So let's go to our intros. Not too bad, not too bad. All right, let me just adjust some things. Let me move. Let me get Deacons over a little bit. Let's make sure that we can see a feed. Okay. Not bad at all. All right. So going from left to right, in our campaign, we have Gully. How you doing today, Gully? Yes, we have had a number of. This is our first time really entering Lake Hylia, and for anyone who visited our chat broadcast last week, we pointed out the 3 kind of sub stories that are going on in Lake Hylia at this moment. So I have no idea what anybody's going to do. I have no idea. Like when I create these side quests and these subplots, I have no idea what is going to be interesting to players. So I'm very interested to see where this is going to go. Do you have any plans as to what this might go, or is this kind of a point where you kind of feel like you're just gonna like go with the flow, maybe? Oh wait, there we go. Okay, okay, sound is fixed. All right. So, hold on, okay. And so welcome, Gully. Always a pleasure. Next we have Deacon. How you doing, Deacon?
Hi. I'm doing okay. The excitement is slowly creeping away the sleepiness, which is nice. Sleep schedule will eventually be back on track, but today is not that day, alas.
That is fair, and you know what? I completely can commiserate with that. Um, there have been plenty of times where like I've gotten on the mic with you guys prior to the broadcast, and I'm just dragging. And one of the great things about you guys is um, you really have that ability to just kind of like perk me up and
For
just
sure.
make it all go away.
Hell yeah. It's nice to still to be able to function after waking up at 6:05, I gotta say.
Well, heard on that. So, um, welcome, Deacon. Always a pleasure. Um,
Arigato.
you know what? Anything, anything kind of going through Deacon's head during this, because right now we're not like we're kind of like later in the day. A lot of things that have happened where we
Mhm.
are kind of starting to gear towards that long rest, but we really haven't hit that point yet. So, what's kind of is Deacon kind of thinking
Well,
about anything? Is he kind of like on that point
well,
where?
just to briefly recap what had happened last episode, if you guys don't mind. Essentially once we arrived to Lake Hylia, things were not going so great with our buddy Leto. So what he did was he conjured a Mordenkainen's magnificent mansion as like a portal, copy of Cedo's to kind of bring some comfort back. So honestly, the only things going through Deacon's mind right now are really just trying to get the group together and calm down and taking care of Leto right now. That's kind of like where his priority has been. He wanted to so he went to like fetch the others to see if they could kind of help for the first night and then kind of like chill for a little bit. But yeah, like he mental health is his top priority right now. And then we'll get to the anomalies and the Rohans and such.
Definitely, completely understood. You know what? We have really put Leto through no. It hasn't been an easy trip for him.
Yeah, and there is an emphasis, there is like a degree of empathy, as this is ultimately where like Dekun faced his own personal death and all that, and such like that. So it's just not fun times in Lake Hylia. So we're there's a degree of just like we got to you know we have to approach with a little bit of caution now that we're finally here. You know what I mean? So
Abs-
hopefully we're gonna like kind of like slowly ease our way into things, and then yeah, and then we'll see where everything goes into the session.
Sounds great. Sounds great indeed. All right, and of course, as we just briefly talked about, next we have Leto. Leto, this is a very sensitive area for you to be. Um, and now that you have finally experienced it firsthand, it is not easier in many ways. A lot of things have been kind of brought to the forefront. Lake Hylia was specifically your moment of cataclysm. It was the first time that your original party, had experienced any type of loss, and even beyond that, Leto uh, afterwards, and probably arguably as a direct result of the events that Leto went through in Lake Hylia, ended up losing um, his first love of the campaign. So, how is Leto doing?
So I don't know if Legend of Zelda has hell, but this would be it for Leto.
Yes,
Um one other quick thing before we go too far. Ellie, can you say something because we weren't sure if we actually heard you or not. I was checking with Fuzzy. So if you could say something for me.
Mic check 1, 2. Mic check.
Perfect.
all
Okay.
right.
Okay. Needed to make sure because we weren't sure since when we tried you didn't actually say anything, so we were making sure. But other than
Sorry.
that,
Yeah.
you're fine. Other than that,
Sound sound good.
Leto is just kind of he'll be okay once he does a couple of little things. So we'll see then.
Understood.
So yeah,
Leto is definitely going through a very difficult trial right now, and um, hopefully, and I feel like I speak for the group as well as myself and the viewership, that we're all kind of rooting for Leto at this point. We want to see, fingers crossed, that Leto comes out the other side um, better than when he
I
went
have
in.
plans. I
Wait,
have plans. I have an idea of what is going to happen before tomorrow morning. So maybe things will get better. Hopefully, find out.
that is a scary statement.
get worse. I'm in an interdimensional space that, all of my friends are stuck in with me. Yeah, nothing bad could happen.
Nah, absolutely
Jeez.
not.
Gosh.
And everybody's going to sleep. It's not like, he can, sneak up on them or anything.
I mean, like, exactly. I mean, it's not like Leto has, either directly or indirectly committed any type of atrocities in this campaign. I mean, everything is fine.
Or the fact that, you're in a building that basically he designed himself. He hasn't used any wild shapes today. Nothing like that. And yeah, it's perfectly fine.
Perfectly fine. That
But
being
that's
said,
enough for me.
yes. Well, welcome, Leto. Always a pleasure as well. And of course, rounding out the team, we have Afine. How you doing, Afine?
Hey, very happy to be here this evening. I've been looking forward to it all day.
So, Afine had her own little kind of thing. Without going into like too much detail, Afine had her own little occurrence in Lake Hylia in the last session. And in the in last week's chat session, we kind of delved into it a little bit, but yeah, she to just kind of gloss over it. Afine came into direct contact with what has been expressed up until this point in the campaign as the spirit of the lake, or a type of um, potential demigoddess. Um, there is some kind of story floating around in there. There has been intentions that have been expressed through various means. Um, but the ultimate goal was that, or the ultimate ending for that was that Afine decided to not press on in understanding what the intentions of this lake spirit were kind of conveying. So Afine has kind of like redirected her gaze and attention for the remainder of the night, and kind of as we do start to approach our long rest for the night, is there um, what is going through Afine's mind at the moment?
I really wish someone would have warned me about that. And also, she's very curious at what is at the bottom of the lake now.
So the curiosity is still kind of piqued with her.
It's still extremely peaked. Also, self-preservation is extremely peaked at the moment.
Yes, yes, it did get fairly intense down in the depths of Lake Hylia, and I don't think, like, from my perspective, I don't feel that we have reached the end of what is going on with this lake goddess. Um, but during our chat session last week, we went into a little bit more backstory of what the players, what previous experiences had occurred with the spirit of Lake Hylia. And one of the things that we've mentioned is the last time that most of the players were here, or last time Dekun and Ledo were here, um, was during their battle with Qyburn, and both parties. That's where Dekun, for the first time, was killed, and that's where Ledo suffered his first major loss of the party. But that aside, there was in Deacon's original universe, there was an NPC by the name of Rico, who, by course of actions, found himself petrified by Qyburn and had his arms ripped off and thrown, and then he was thrown into the lake, and then revived by the goddess as a fathomless warlock with water tentacles for arms that had been replaced as original arms. So with that, we've kind of maybe not expressed like the full like birth of this spirit's powers, but this lake spirit definitely has enough to reverse a petrification spell from um, one of Ganon's liches, as well as gift additional things onto the person that she essentially saved. So, yeah, definitely that going on. So we have Rohan and his husband investigating the what they're simply referring to as the anomalies of Lake Hylia. They're referring to um, a strange behavior in the water, which we know is um, the lake spirit. We There's also the anomaly of the statues on a small island in the background. Those are the three statues of the three demigoddesses, uh, Lynette, Din, and Nehru. Um, and two out of the three statues are actively beaming a light up, where the middle statue, which possesses a broken stone placard, is not beaming a light up. So maybe Rohan has some information on that. Maybe we'll see. But there's definitely no shortage of things going on in Lake Hylia. But so before we delve into the actual happenings of Lake Hylia, we are the party is currently resting in a interdimensional pocket mansion that is specifically designed to look like Cedo's because for therapeutic intent.
Familiar places are often more comfortable.
Yes. So that is where we will begin tonight's campaign, in this interdimensional pocket that gives the appearance of Cedo's. And I don't readily recall, or even if I stated how much time we are going to approach before needing our long rest. So I'll say comfortably we can put it at like 2 hours, just knowing what we've been through for the day. So, who would like to take the helm on this narration?
He else does, I will definitely take it.
Well, I with all due respect, I feel like this is kind of your scene.
Go
Okay.
ahead.
So let's start with the simple and easy thing. How long is it before everybody comes in to the mansion?
Okay, so you were the first person in.
Oh, sorry.
Yes.
Yeah. For what it's worth, sorry, the way that it happened was, I had swiftly accompanied you in, and I had been with you for a period of time. I assume it was like a good hour or so until essentially a fiend screamed, and there was that to like happening on the other side of the lake, where it was suggested I go kind of fetch them real quick, since just to make sure they weren't in trouble, and then I came right back. But aside from that, I've basically been with you, aside from like a couple minutes to fetch them across the lake.
Perfect. So, in the couple of minutes while you're gone, a couple of things happen. When you all come back in, the best way to describe it is the place looks wrecked. Ledo has kind of gone off the rails, and just shelves that normally should be up in what is Cedo's are smashed on the ground. glass case that has all the potions and stuff is smashed in. Uh, things are kind of on fire. I know they all can be fixed, but it's just made him feel better to destroy things. So it's kind of like it's a house fire basically inside when you guys walk inside.
Sometimes this is an important part of catharsis. No harm, no done, or no harm, no foul. Ultimately,
And he's just sitting in his pool against the tree that he grew. Just kind of just sitting there, just waiting for you guys to come back.
yeah. Once I can bring the others in, I will I would probably like just directly interface with Leto. Go, hey, um, I uh, I brought everybody back. I he kind of like glances around the room a little bit, and he
Redecorated.
hmm, um Dekun nods. He goes, well, hey, sometimes things look a little better this way. Nothing like a good cleaning session to make things feel a little new again.
Yeah, this makes me kind of feel a little better. You know, destroy everything that I had and burn it down, see what else comes up.
Understandable.
So how are you? I'm doing fine now. It's fantastic. I'm okay. Everything's cool. Don't feel like, pulling out my hair if I had hair.
Yeah. Lake Hylia is a little more interesting than I thought. Um, I uh, I can't say I am particularly enthralled with everything that's happened since we got back here myself. Apparently, apparently the spirit of the lake is quite the spooky one. So that's
I don't know who
kind of
that is.
unfortunate. Um, right. There's a lady of the lake, which is kind of weird. Um, Gave a friend of mine tentacle arms a long time ago when he needed them.
It's kind of cool.
It was kind of fun. Um,
Yeah, so don't go to the bottom of the lake. She doesn't like that at all.
I don't know, maybe she'll like me because the fact that, druid, part of nature, she'll be like, oh, chill, welcome to the lake. I totally understand you because you are a druid and I am water and we get along. You ever think about that?
I
I
mean, you're
think she's a
welcome to
loner.
try.
You might want to stay away.
We'll find out. Oh, so two quick things. Gully, tomorrow I'm going to need your help with something because you're big and strong and I'm not. So just make like 20 minutes or so because I'll need your help. And Fiend, I really need to talk to you because the fact that I think you're the only person I can talk to about anything that's going on in my head right now. So if everybody wants to leave me and Fiend alone, that would be great because I really have some questions for her that maybe she could answer because she's a Zora too.
Gotcha. Okay.
All right. Well, Deacon, looks like Lito left us a nice little mess to clean up. Want to work on that?
Sounds good. Sounds good. They say cleaning is a good exercise for the soul.
That's what they say. I don't believe it, but yeah, come on, let's go.
I don't either. Hey, I lean in. I lean in and kind of whisper, "Want to make the little tiny Deku scrubs do it, and we just eat some snacks." Shimkin's been collecting berries while we were out looting the Yiga yesterday.
Oh, excellent idea. I like that better.
So yeah, I will as part of the Magnificent Mansion spell, I can have like my little tiny Deku scrub buddies repair stuff for me. So they'll just kind of like set to work mending it, and like Deacon's gonna like we're gonna basically probably head outside maybe to give them proper privacy in the room. I mean there is an upstairs if whoever wants to use the upstairs. I don't know, but I imagine you guys like your pool, so as Zora is, it's a little more poetic that way. So yeah, we can hop outside. I will I'll bring out like a little tea set. I have like some water and such that I can boil with like prestidigitation. To just make like tea, berries, have a little tiny picnic outside. While you guys kind of do your thing. Yeah. Let's see. Yes, one. I really hope 100 servants can clean this up.
All right. So Deacon and Gully, you as you exit, um, you see that the night sky has taken over, and a bit off, kind of from where you've exited. You can see a small campfire with a Goron style tent, and outside the tent you can see that Rohan and his husband are tending to a campfire, and we will come back to this. So, Leto and Afine, you have the floor. What is Deacon, what is what is Leto's first move on the matter?
Seeing if you would can sit on the land and I'll be in the water, or the other way around. It's just I want to be comfortable so that way when we have this conversation, it's just friendly.
Okay. I'm not sure. I think we spent the same amount of time in Zura's domain, but I'll try and that's all I can. Just
Okay.
walking over, sitting at the other end of the pool and just sitting her legs in.
So I have some questions because I don't know if it's a Zora thing, that I'm dealing with or what I've experienced. So I'm looking for someone who has more experience besides Marty, who was just kind of didn't really give me like the Zora information. More like was just like the father figure, and that was about it. So you're also one a girl, and two, you're someone who had other Zoran like family who kind of talk to you more about like probably the world.
Okay.
So um, just I'm gonna ramble off some questions. Just let me know when you have answers for them. So
Okay. Shoot.
so how long did you actually live in Zora's domain?
Oh, 5 years for the first part and 2 months for the second.
Why in two separate parts?
Because when I was a small child, my father was banished and he took the family with him. I was able to get back and I was there for 2 months before I got lost and met you guys.
Was your dad always evil?
I don't honestly know. I mean, he was evil for the entire time I knew him, but he must have at least pretended to know how to be good.
And he's your actual dad, right? He's not like stepdad or person who raised you that wasn't actually your dad who lied to you your whole life.
Nope, he's definitely my biological father.
What about your mom?
What about her?
Was she still like around, or was she evil too? Or
I don't know where she is now, but she was one of the kindest and sweetest people I knew.
she was a
Uh,
Zora too?
yes,
Okay.
she managed to get away from my father before I did. And for the past 5 years, I believe she was making jewelry and stuff.
You remember her like real name? Like not just mom or mother or Mamu or hey you, the woman who gave birth to me?
Um, I think it was a daughter. She never really spoke of it often, but I think I remember it being a daughter. I don't know where she is now. When we got back to Suez's name, and after meeting Elle, I was
Of
too scared to
anything
ask.
of hers? Because I can always, scry on her and see if we can find her. Because, having someone who actually, cares about us is always nice.
On one hand, she could still care. On the other hand, she might be like Elle and have completely forgotten about me.
Yeah, but
And
remember, we can kind of try and remind them of who they were, and then that person could come back and they could be the nice person and not like, I'm totally evil.
I don't have much of hers. I mean, she made these things as holding up her wrists and showing the braces she's wearing.
Okay.
And my necklace.
Did you know? So, brother's ill. Not like sick. His name is ill.
His name is Il, yes.
Is he always like royalty, or are you royalty? Just trying to figure this out because things are kind of complicated in my own head. So I'm trying to figure out what's going on in this world.
In my timeline, we were never royalty. Il hated the royal family when I got back. I mean,
Remember who the king was?
not particularly. The only name he was given in my house after I got back was that jerk. No, wait, 5 generations back, I think, on my mother's side, there is a royal connection, but I'm pretty sure 5 generations back, half of those domain are related to the royal family.
So, been in love.
Do you mean like crushing on someone or a book
No,
character?
no, like you fell head over heels for them, and then they were really like the spot that was happiness in your life, and then they were taken from you during the magical experience, and now they don't exist anymore.
I can honestly say I don't think many people have gone through that, Leader. Sorry that you've had to.
Just me. I,
I'm so
um,
sorry. No, I never really was around enough people to fall for anyone.
okay. Is it a Zora thing to like only like other Zoras, or is it okay to like Hyruleans too? Trying to figure that out because kind of have a thing for kind of Hyruleans.
I don't know, I've definitely heard stories of Soras crashing on Hylians before. I think it actually becomes fairly common at one point.
It's not like I'm saying, you're not attractive or anything, but for a while there, I thought you might be my sister, so that would be weird. But now I think about it, maybe you're not, but
Wait, what?
still, we're kind of like friends, and I don't want to get into that little relationship type thing because I've had that before, and that made it all weird. And then she kind of disappeared, and now I'm kind of like, oh, Malin's kind of cute, and maybe I can, possibly make my heart open again. And then, of course, Hylia is just an evil witch, where the fact that she brings me to a place that totally has the one that I was in love with, and she kind of like smacks you in the face with like a piece of granite, and just be like, "Hey, do you remember her? Do you remember her? Do you remember her?" And then I'm like, "Yes, I do. I'm not gonna have a mental breakdown, and then I kind of destroy a building inside."
Hold on. Back up a few words, please.
Yes.
Thought I could be your sister?
Well, see, your brother is the king,
Yeah.
and my dad was the king, and that would have
Um,
made you possibly related to me, which would have been really weird. But I didn't have a brother. I had a sister, and I think she's still somewhere. As far as I know, she's
okay.
actually in the water temple.
Right, okay.
Yeah, it was one of those like, as soon as I found out, oh, your brother's royalty, I'm like, that doesn't make sense because he's not me. Mind you, back when the whole time why me thing was happening, there was another group of people who were like, I want to be king, I want to be king, and then let's poison the king. And then I was like, no, don't do that. I'm gonna make sure both of you don't get what you want. And then I made sure the king survived. And then I killed Qyburn, and then Qyburn's alive again. And then all of a sudden, Il's in charge, and I'm like, that's not cool because maybe Il's the bad guy, and I have to take out him out, and then I could be king. But I really kind of don't want to be king because being king means responsibilities, and I kind of like being a free spirit.
I definitely get you there. I mean, Il definitely wasn't the king back in my timeline, and if he's half the sort I knew him to be back then you really don't have to worry about him being evil.
Okay. Just, checking. He's like a magic user or just like not a magic user. Just in case if he has to,
Absolutely not.
be okay. So easy enough to get taken out. Got it. Okay.
Well, I wouldn't say easy to take out. Well, I was the magical one of the two of us. He was the physically strong fighter one.
It's fine. Norian's more probably like on our side than anybody else. So if something bad goes up, he'll join our army, and then we'll just rule over the kingdom. But needless to say, things like this, kind of going through my head, trying to make things better. Um, those are the key kind of like important things that I want to go over. Is kind of important to see if maybe it's just me that had the mental breakdown of finding love and then losing love.
I mean, it is completely understandable that you did have a breakdown, and I don't think anyone wouldn't.
Okay.
It's not something anyone would wish to go through.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I really don't. So
Oh,
I'm just gonna rattle off some questions. You can answer them as you go. These are just generic questions. Um, because I've gotten the most important ones out of the way. Did you have any pets? Any friends? How evil
yeah.
were Zelda and Link in the other world? Was Ganon really a nice guy? Did you high five him at least once? Um,
Pets, one once for 2 days. Friends, none that I haven't buried. What was the next question?
Zelda and Link, nice or bad?
Link? I have absolutely no idea. I've never heard of him before I came here. Zelda, was just the princess. We didn't hear about her often. She liked to walk around Hyrule Town, but
Wait, was she like Ganon's daughter?
no, she was the king's daughter.
I thought Ganon was like a good guy.
He is a good guy. Ganon
Well,
was the basically royal advisor. He was the one who was basically he made everything run.
opinion that because that's not what happened in this timeline. We'll just put it that way. Well, as far as I know, we'll have to ask Zop about that because maybe there's something different that we need to learn about. But, you know, oh, did you high five him before?
Hmm?
High five him like, hey, how you doing? Is that kind of guy, or was he more like, I'm too important and improper? I cannot look down on the plebeians.
Oh no, he was brilliant. He was definitely one for the people. He used to travel to every point in Hyrule to speak to the villagers and make sure everyone was alright. He was the one who
And,
kept us all connected and everything working.
and just to make sure, I reach into the bag and take out the sword. He wasn't walking around with this.
Not that I remember. I saw him once. I was 4 years old. I don't really remember. I'm sorry.
You were 4 years old and then you came back and 2 months where you were in Zora's Domain. He never visited?
No, I believe he was due to visit in the next few months, but he wasn't there in the time I was.
Where were you for like all that time in between? Like 5 and then 2 months.
Experiencing banishment with my father and wishing I was anywhere but there.
But like where?
I don't even think I could point it out on a map, Leader. I'm sorry. I just know we left and we walked for a long time, and I'm not even sure how I made it back to Zora's Domain. It just happened. I'm sorry.
Do I believe her?
Insight check.
It's without the 3. So 19.
Okay, so
I believe she doesn't remember where she was and she doesn't remember how she got home.
so are you being fully truthful, Athene?
90% truthful.
Okay. So so give me a deception on any potential exaggerations to the story.
Okay. 8.
Okay. So with that discrepancy, Leto, you get the impression that like in large part she is being very truthful and forthcoming about a lot of stuff, but with such a drastically higher insight to the situation, you also get the impression that things that she might potentially be leaving out or exaggerating is for personal reasons, not necessarily um, being intentionally misleading or nefarious.
See, the thing is, as the proactive leader, I'll consider myself Because I kind of believe it should be either Dekun and Gully, because the fact that I'm not mentally safe at the moment. Information should go both ways. And I kind of opened up. And if you're holding anything back that's going to come back, and bite us in the long run, I don't want to be upfront about it. So that way, all of a sudden, one day we're not like in a fight and you go, ha ha ha, I'm evil and I cast a fireball on you. Because unfortunately, I have a fireball wand too.
I can't cast fireball.
Yet.
It was near a town, I can't remember what it was called. I just don't want to go back there.
Well, I'm just putting it out there. We kind of all know each other. And unfortunately, you're kind of still like eyeball out. So any more information that you can give us to truly, especially me, because I'm not trustworthy of anybody at the moment. But any other additional information that you can be like, hey, yes, I like pie. What kind of pie? Apple. That's a lie. No, you like cherry instead. See, that kind of thing. If you could be honest about that, and we can be like, oh, you're a fluffy bunny compared to a dragon, wearing a sheep's cloak.
Hold
So,
hold on a sec. Ledo,
Yes?
give me intimidation at advantage with whatever guidance or anything you want to throw at this.
That's a 10 with advantage.
Okay,
Otherwise, fine.
so
Good.
this is coming off as like largely posturing, but like both of you are fully well aware that more than that, like you're just kind of coming off like an ass.
Mm.
Like you're aware of this, but like at this point, like you've already started to dig the hole, so you're like, screw it, I'm gonna finish what I have to say because I've already begun saying it. But Afine on this matter, like he's not being incredibly persuasive, but he is kind of being a jerk. Okay, so I just want to set the tone on that.
No problem.
thank you. I'm not trying to lie about anything, I just don't want to risk us going back there. Please.
In the last couple of days, a lot of bad things have happened to me. And I'm just worried that more is going to just send me down the wrong path. So any additional information is great to know beforehand. So I'm asking, I'm pleading with you, please, if there's something we need to know. You can tell me. You can tell Dekun. You can tell Gully. Just tell someone so that way we're at least a little prepared. Because I just waiting outside that door is not good for me right now. Something good to happen.
I know, I'm sorry. Look, I'm scared to see my father again. I'm scared to be made running to him. I don't know what I'll do if we do. That's what I'm scared of. That's what I'm not telling you.
And that is what you shouldn't be afraid of. Because, unlike me, I think you could actually possibly deal with it. And your dad, unfortunately, I've kind of seen him. Yeah, he's scary looking. But
What?
We'll get to that in a
Well,
moment. Just
no, that's not a we'll get to that in a moment sort of statement, leader. That's all.
so
What did you see them?
so you kind of told us about your dad, and I wanted to see what we were messing with, and I kind of saw him, and I think he kind of saw me. And he was kneeling before Cannon. No, not the nice one that you know, the bad one. So I know he's definitely not a good guy, at least the version that I saw. We'll put it that way.
He's
'Cause now that
front of
things are
Gary.
like they are, we don't know who we're seeing anymore. At least that version wasn't
Okay,
good.
I take back everything I said about Gavin ever possibly being nice. He's a monster.
Yeah, it
My
kind of looked
brother's
like
willing
that.
to work for him.
But as I was saying before, you have two like the strongest people outside right now. I'm pretty sure your dad can't take. And I'm kind of pretty strong. It's not mentally at the moment, and I think you're a lot stronger than you should be, and you'll probably get a lot stronger than me in the long run. So you shouldn't have to worry about him. When he comes up, if you want, I'll give you the wand and you can fireball him. Or I can give you the magic missile wand and you can magic missile him. Or you can do both. Then you don't have to talk to him at all. But, and this is the key thing, I've got your back. As long as you don't stab me in mine.
I won't stab you in the back of the
Hmm?
I'm just worried about killing you guys before you get the chance to do anything about it.
We'll work on that when we get there. But I think we're working in the right kind of, I would say, direction, but I think we're kind of going in circles half the time. But still, we're going to get there sooner or later. And we'll deal with him when we find him. And we'll deal with whoever is next on the list. I just ask for one key thing. Two key things. Okay, three key things. Three key things. One, when the time comes, ask for help. Second, we find Kyburn, make sure that you do everything in your power to make sure he dies a very, very painful death. Because he's already killed Dekun, killed someone kind of important to me, and kind of is a major lot on the world. And three, just remember we're there for you when you need us. I'm going to go upstairs and crawl into a hole, probably where Dekun sleeps, and you have a nice night. Bye. And I will walk upstairs.
All right. So, that was a sizable conversation. And in fact, like the reason that I was like going to return to Gully and Deacon was because I wanted to see the extent at which this was going to play out. Um, yeah, I would say like that whole thing kind of took the entire length of the remaining of the 2 hours. Um, at any point, do you give any indication, either Afine or Leto, that the conversation's over and it's okay for them to come back?
Would have just walked upstairs. I would have let a fiend decide if she wanted to bring them in right away or not.
I'm sorry, I just kind of hit the volume on my headset. I missed what you said.
I'd leave it up to a fiend.
Okay, all
I
right,
would have went upstairs.
gotcha. All right, Afine, like once this is resolved, do you do anything to signify that Gully and Deacon can come back?
Probably not, honestly. Athene's probably at the point where she's
All right. So
dumbstruck by what she's heard and just wants to curl up into a ball and die.
fair, completely understood. Okay. So Deacon and Gully, we are going to run this for the entirety of the 2 hours. We are going to run this until you guys feel the need to turn in. In fact, we are going to run this to the first con save, which is kind of like, I recognize that it's a moot point because you're about to long rest, and even if you fail the con save, like, that's fine. But like, that is the level of tiredness that we are going to run this to. So, you exit out of the portal, and Deacon, you are ready for an impromptu tea party. And as you and Gully come out of the portal, you find a little bit further down the lake shore there is Rohan and his husband with a tent set up and a campfire already going. What would you like to do?
Oh, sorry, I was muted. Sorry about that. Dekun is smiling at Gully as they walk out, and he says, well, using a campfire might boil some water a little bit faster than my prestidigitation will. How you feeling, Gully? Do you want to walk over there, or do you want to stay by ourselves for now?
Well, I mean, we can, but I mean, I know they're trying to have some personal time, so I really don't want to invade on that. Yeah,
That's
intrude.
true. That's true. Um, hmm, well, hmm,
I mean,
uh,
we can kind of, mosey over and kind of see, if we're not intruding,
yeah.
maybe strike
Well,
up a little conversation. But if it seems
I'll say,
like they're looking at us, kind of sideways, like yo, trying to have some private time, we should probably
well,
back off.
it's no, that makes perfect sense. Honestly, I think you're right. We should probably just let him kind of chill. Though, I guess I do want to introduce myself, just to like be polite, because I haven't like seen him yet, and we're kind of
Yeah, of
like at the
course.
same
I
camp.
mean, they're super cool. They're real chill.
Nice, nice. All right. Here, I'm just going to nip over and yeah. Here, we can I'm gonna offer him some like maybe some oil for the campfire or something like that. Um, so yeah, I'm going to kind of like approach them, kind of like waving politely as I do so.
Okay, so they do see you approaching, and they very kind of happily like wave to greet you, and then kind of make a gesture, kind of beckoning you and Gully to their campfire.
Okay. Yeah, I'll just kind of like slowly approach. Like well, not too slowly. I'll kind of like saunter over, I guess.
So once you get into earshot, they call out, and they go, there's plenty of room at this campfire, and I do, we do know that this lake does tend to get a little bit chilly at night. So um why don't you join us for a while? What's that you're carrying?
Oh, he smiles and he says, I brought out a little bit of a little bit of a tea set from back when we were at one of the shops that my friend runs. I just kind of turns out I kind of left this in my bag, because like I don't know, I since we have it, I figured it would be nice to have it around. Um. Yeah, would you like some? It's it's yeah, I believe we have some of it imported from Kakariko and some standard stuff as well. And for what it's worth, I kind of y- oh, sorry. He thinks for a second. He goes, I should introduce myself before anything else, though. It's my name's Dekun. It's nice to meet you. I believe for what it's worth, full disclosure, I have heard of you from your chieftain. We visited Goron Village some time ago, and So I just say it's nice to finally get to properly meet you. And I smile at Rohan and the Alchemist.
And um, so Rohan kind of pauses for a moment. I'm trying to. In the prologue, you had absolutely no interaction with Rohan, correct? I
I
don't believe
could
so.
have sworn.
We didn't interact with him. We never even
Yeah.
found him.
Okay.
Yeah, I think he was like already on sabbatical when we were doing the prologue or something.
Okay.
Like
Perfect.
I'm pretty sure we looked for him and we like couldn't find him, and then you said you'd tell us why later or something like that.
Okay. Yeah. This is why.
It was yeah.
See how I do it? See, the
Nice.
long game. So,
Hell yeah.
so
No, I remember because I specifically wanted to look for him, and I was like getting worried that he'd be dead in this timeline or something. Like,
so you see Rohan kind of like pause for a moment, and he goes, "I know that name. I've heard that name. And is there a relation?"
um, he laughed softly. And oh, I'm guessing you heard about that from the you're clearing out the Dongo's cavern at one point.
Yeah, it's specific. Exactly.
He smiles and he rubs the back of his head. He goes, yeah, that was me and some friends of mine. I know I look a little young, but there's been some magic dancing afoot, so things get kind of weird.
Oh, well, I'm sorry that kind of caught me off guard, and please, by all means, fill me in on that later. That sounds fascinating, but forgive my rudeness. Um, I am and Rohan, and he starts to pronounce his last name, and he goes, and he corrects himself, and he goes, Lee. I'm terribly sorry. I've taken my my husband's last name. But
Aw.
this is my husband, Brock, and
Nice. Hell yeah.
and it's a pleasure to meet both of you. I see that you were part of a bigger party earlier, but it's good to officially meet both of you. And he turns to Golly and he says, and I'm sorry, but who is this uh,
Oh,
tall, strapping
this is our
man?
good friend Gully.
Oh, and so a bit of a side note: as Deacon sauntered over, Gully took it upon himself to Superman long jump over.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Gives
And
it.
came down with the superhero pose.
You did the
That's
superhero landing.
awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So even more impressed by that entrance.
Hell yeah.
Brock kind of like gasps as he kind of like puts his kind of like hand to the center of his chest before getting a very quick and stern kind of nudging elbow from Rohan. And and how does Gully introduce himself?
Well, hello again, gentlemen. Well, actually, I was chatting with Rohan earlier. Nice to meet you, hubby. Brock, right?
Brock, yes. And he kind of like,
Nice to meet you. I know he kind of had you out here doing work, and you guys are supposed to be enjoying yourselves. Are things looking up for you now?
yes,
Oh wait,
yes.
did you enjoy the sunset?
It was magical.
Beautiful, perfect. See, you're out here in this beautiful place. You gotta enjoy it.
It is so much different from Death Mountain. The view, it's baffling at times how you can look at same night sky from a different area, and it feels like you're in a whole different place.
I mean, you are. This is Lake Hylia. You live in Death Mountain. I mean, a place like Death Mountain. Come on, you think it's gonna compare to the night sky of a place called Lake Hylia? Doesn't it just sound majestic? Hylia just rolls off the tongue. Hylia.
It does, and one of the things that I've learned is just from the ever present I believe it's from the ever present glow of the lava flows that the light just kind of drowns out some of these stars, and just gazing up at the night sky where you know where there's so much less light that you see things that I've never seen before.
But you know what? I gotta back up for 1 second because rolling lava is kind of cool. I gotta admit. So you do have that going for you.
That is true. That is true. We tend to take the things that we see every day for granted, I suppose.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I guess to someone who maybe hasn't grown up on Death Mountain, um, it would have its own kind of special feeling to it.
Yeah. Do you guys ever think about renaming it from Death Mountain? I mean, it's pretty ominous, you know?
Well, I mean, we didn't name it. It
Yeah,
it, it
but
used to be called Goron Mountain, and
Oh,
hmm,
yeah,
Gore
the
Mountain, Death Mountain. How'd you go from Gore Mountain to Death Mountain? I mean, whew,
uh,
what a leap.
according to history, it was the Hylians that changed it.
Boy, I tell you, those blasted Hylians. Well, you know. Oh wait, I am Hylian. Well, you know, we're not all that self-centered. Sorry for my ancestors.
It's in the past. It was a
Yeah,
long time ago, and even words with negative connotation can have a, a a soft spot in our hearts.
yeah. But you know what? The past is the past, and we're looking towards the future. So
That's
in the
right.
future, you should think about renaming that place.
A bit out of my scope, but perhaps we'll pass along the suggestion. If
All
if
right,
if
cool.
you
Let me
have
know
an
how that
in
goes.
being highly in yourself, you might have more pull than we do.
Well, maybe, but you know what? All the names that I'm thinking of right now are just as bad as Death Mountain. So,
Fair.
I'm probably not the best person for this.
Well, funnier things have happened in time, I suppose.
Yeah, this is true. This is true. So, what are you guys having for dinner?
Oh, just stones. I know from a non-Goron perspective, things like this don't look all that appetizing, but it's what we enjoy, and it travels well, and there seems to be even in places like this a certain abundance. So yeah, and you kind of notice that, like, what appeared at first to be like stones circling, kind of like creating the fireplace, like the barrier around it. You now kind of see that there are like certain stones inside of it as well, um, that have their own kind of like amber glow to them, and that is kind of what Rohan and Brock are kind of munching on. Is they'll just literally like reach into the fire and you know take a small kind of bite and put it back in the fire, and
tasty.
So, how's the taste here?
I mean, I'm sure different herbs and minerals. It has a different flavor. Is it good here, or is it better on Death Mountain?
I mean, I suppose with any food, there's nothing like a home cooked meal. Um, and we did bring a certain quantity of that with us when we left, but it feels that we've been here for so long that we've exhausted that some time ago. I guess the best way I can describe it is, a little salty. Um,
Okay.
it
Okay.
kind of, it's not bad. It just doesn't like the flavor of home. Um,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
you know,
Well, I mean, there's never anything like home, but when you're on vacation, you gotta indulge the food of the native land.
exactly, exactly, and we're happy to do that. And it may very well be an experience that we might not have the opportunities to do again. So we are seizing and taking in as much as we possibly can.
It's cool.
So
Yeah.
and then they kind
Very
of
cool.
gesture
Very cool.
to Tegan that would you like to put your pot on the fire?
Oh, sure. Thank you.
And he
Uh,
meant to say we do drink tea.
Deacon smiles. He gives a thumbs up. That's good. That's perfect. Yeah, I have, yeah, we have some, sorry. Um, we have a couple, I have a little bit that, should be nice quality. It's from good old Kakariko. So that'll be a little bit more to travel even. I think that'll be kind of fun. Yeah, so I set the, pot over the fire and, yeah. Um, let's see. I've been, I was trying to check my inventory to see if I had anything I could give them that might be interesting. But sadly, I don't have anything quite like that yet.
Fair.
Well, I know you gentlemen like tea, but do you like alcoholic beverages as well? Perhaps a little ale?
Ooh, we've been known to partake.
Well, perfect. And he whips out his newly acquired tankard of plenty. Well then, let's drink up. And he passes the tankard of plenty over to Brock. Huh, well, you
And
first.
so he like holds it and in like a slightly puzzled gesture, like kind of gestures as if to say like just swig it.
Yes, sir. Take it to the head.
He kind of goes as if to like when in Rome, and, and he takes a swig and he passes it to Rohan, and Rohan um a little bit less enthusiastically, but still like, Gully, give me insight.
All right. There you go. Oops. I don't know why I rolled that advantage. Sorry.
Okay, 22. You definitely, like, right before Rohan takes his swig, you do notice him kind of like giving a quick side eye to Brock as if to be like, cool your shit, and then does take his own swig, and unsure what to do with it, kind of like gestures to Deacon to see if like that or to pass it the other way.
Oh, Deacon takes out like a tiny like little teacup, and he holds it out and says, I still, sorry, I'm still a bit young, but it would be nice to try. I've never really had it before.
And he
And he
ever
holds
so
out with a teacup.
delicately tries to like pour it into the tiny teacup. It does overflow slightly as compared to the teacup. His hands are fairly sizable, and he's not very
Very fair.
dexterous. So it does spill a little
Understandable.
bit on the cup, maybe a little bit onto Deacon's hand. Um,
That's okay. I gently sip it. And it's honestly compared to like drinking kombucha, I imagine he finds it to be not that bad.
Fair.
But like, yeah. So he just kind of like but also it's like it's very much an adult thing. So he like doesn't, it's weird, but like he wants to be one of the adults tonight.
God, it's a special occasion.
Exactly. Like when you get the tiny little glass of wine on Thanksgiving or whatever.
And so after pouring it to Deacon, Rohan starts to pass it back um, towards Brock, and as he does, like he puts it in his hand and he kind of like nudges, like pushes him a little bit to be like, "Don't take another swig yet." And Brock kind of like passes it back to Gully, and so they're like, "So, what brings you to Lake Hylia of all places?"
Can I do an insight check as to what? Like, is he like an alcoholic or something?
Give me an insight check.
13.
He's not an alcoholic, but Deacon is probably too young to understand the intricacies of what Rohan is saying without words. Like as like in terms of like disclosure, like Rohan is making sure that Brock does not get too tipsy too quick because he's afraid of that he might be acting inappropriately.
Gotcha.
That he might get a little bit too flirty, but at the same time, like from Deacon's perspective, it's simply with the not the he doesn't grasp the social implications of that.
Gotcha. I think what Dekun is like more like it's like I see he really likes it. Like I think what Dekun is thinking is like actually like the exact opposite of like I should be more helpful. I think Dekun is like literally like thinking to the bottle of vodka that's in his bag. I was like, I wonder if I should offer them something stronger.
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh gosh.
We have we have time. We're about, I would say, like 45 minutes of the 2 hours into this.
But yeah, so Deacon's just going to like think about that while he politely sips, like very slowly. And yeah, so he's like, well, one of the things we wanted to come here for was actually in the long run, we did want speak to you for you see ultimately one thing came across in travel, you see, is well, heard you going through some anomaly type stuff here, weird magic-y thingy stuff we not really know much about. And yeah, so in the end, part of this is we were cleaning out some of the temples, and we heard some of what you have to do might have to do with the temples. Like he looks thoughtful for a second. He says, "Unfortunately, we didn't really take much of a look around after. But we helped try to purify the fire temple. Where he gestures to Gully and says, honestly, I say we, but frankly, it was largely Gully who did the work there. Between like basically single-handedly solving the puzzle and also taking most of the damage. Like and he pats Gully on the um back of the hand, honestly, like not like in an affectionate way, not like in a bad way, but it's because he like can't reach your shoulder, but he like wants to pat you on something, you know what I mean?
It's the most appropriate thing he can pat at the moment.
Correct, like just with the height difference.
Yeah.
Yes. But yes, but yeah, so yeah, he looks thoughtful and he says, though now that I think about it, we got a little lucky with something we ran into on our travels here, something we found. And I gotta say, it's a shame we never did that kind of looking around in the temple. I kind of wonder if we would have found anything cool in there. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of what we're coming from. We heard that you guys were kind of away for a while, and we heard he found something, and yeah, it just seemed appropriate to come visit you guys at some point. And yeah, that's not the only reason we're here, but it is definitely one of the primary ones.
Well,
Again, though, I mean, honestly, tonight, as my good friend Gully was mentioning, it's probably fair to not make you have to work if you guys would like a day off. Just to offer that to you as well. I'm sorry. Before
okay.
I go making you talk about work.
Conversation is hardly work, and again, we we invited you to this campfire as our guests. It's when we first saw you, we had no inkling that you were specifically here for us, and to an extent, that is very flattering. And um, I mean, anything that I may have common knowledge about, I'm more than happy to talk about. But you had mentioned you went into the temple.
Yes. So this is more solemn news, I'm afraid. But there has been a degree of corruption in the temple, and we had to deal with one of Ganon's liches who had essentially taken over the essence of the temple. Uh and unfortunately in the fight Darunia was unfortunately forced to pass on. We are currently looking for a new sage of the fire temple um at the moment. Um and yes, but aside from that, the corruption has been cleared out, and Chief Link and his daughter are currently watching over the sorry the temple to try and protect it from its time without a sage as well. So
Was the sacred chamber safe?
what?
The sacred chamber.
I'm sorry, I don't know what you're talking about.
Um, he gets a
We're
little.
in this big, huge room with lava. Was that the sacred chamber?
The sacred chamber was a hidden chamber in the northwest corner of the temple.
Oh,
It,
see, so you did it right there when you said hidden. Oh no, we didn't find any hidden things.
Mm-mm. Yeah, no, we honestly we were kind of caught up in the emotion of the moment. We had brought Juliet, and she was kind of experiencing the passing and frankly one of the first meetings of her grandfather. So by that point in time, we kind of I believe we didn't really look around. If I could huh. Um so would you give huh. Um
How about a description of where that hidden room is again, and we can go check it out.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind, could you give us a description of that, and maybe we could come help you with that. We could check that out shortly. Because that does sound quite intriguing.
it's a chamber in the northwest section of the temple,
Hmm.
and it is where something very special and very sacred is kept.
So it's safe in that we did not see any signs of it being opened. Is it the type of sacred thing where we should go get it and keep it safe, or is it the type of sacred thing where we should go leave it there and keep it safe?
If there is no sage in the temple, then it is not safe.
We'll be right
Oh,
back
well,
if that's
that's not
okay with
good.
you.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Okay.
Right.
So okay, this is going to be a particular question.
Yes.
Since since Romeo's hammer was left outside of the entrance
Uh,
to, would you allow me to use that as a teleport object?
convince me.
Well, essentially, so it was essentially left there as part of like a bunch of other things that were used to teleport there, such as it was like basically linked to the teleportation portal with the plants. So I was just thinking that like since all it really has to do is come from there, like it hadn't really settled in any other location unless you want to say Prince Juliet's tent. Um, so it's like, but at the same time, yeah, so I was just thinking like since it kind of linked up with like the already magical portal, there was like that bit of potential. But yeah, failing that, I mean, I believe we have other pieces I could go check on, but I just wanted to ask.
Um,
No, it's a stretch. It's okay.
it is a bit of a stretch. So
That's
I guess
fair.
had you
Damn, I
been
should have taken a
like
piece of it
I
or
was going to say,
something.
had you had a physical piece of it, be it like
Yeah.
like a wrist strap or something like that, then like absolutely. And I really want to say yes,
Okay.
but
Um.
this, but I
Oh,
cannot in good conscience yet.
that's fair.
But
Gully,
there
do
are
you still
trees
have this?
around.
There
That's
are
true.
trees
Gully, do
around.
you still have the sage medallion, or did you put that back?
I should still have the Sage Medallion.
Would that work?
Yes, because
Okay.
that medallion is intrinsically linked to that temple.
Perfect. Do you have I'm going to turn to them. I'm gonna ask, do you have maybe anything that's been here for a while that like has kind of been in this general area of Lake Hylia for maybe a couple of months?
Um, th- yeah, we have our lab table over there. There's a number of different, sand,
Um,
water, stone specimens. If
Or
any of that
or
helps, feel free to take your pick.
or maybe a piece of well, some of your dinner that's from this local area.
I mean, it's a little hot. If you don't mind holding it, absolutely. It's like
Ooh,
glowing red stone.
um, I see this tiny blue light that's just maybe we should maybe try chipping something off one of the statues.
sure you want to desecrate the statue?
No. Okay, fair point. Let's see. I guess yeah, I guess we'll take one of the samples off your lab table and preferably one that maybe seems like it came from above water.
Okay, so you're able to on there. Brock kind of grabs a like a small vial of like dried out sand. Um,
Okay,
and he lets you know like this was taken like right from like the shoreline.
perfect. Thank you. Okay. So, you can says out of politeness, because I don't want to be rude. Do you want to come with us real quick?
I, sup-
Um,
I suppose I
um,
should.
j- that'd be really helpful. I promise Scully and I will keep you safe if anything happens. Here, yeah, if you don't mind, we're just gonna change into our Goron tunics real quick again,
Okay.
and yeah, I just take a second to put on my Goron tunic, and then I ask if everyone will take my hand, and then I will teleport the four of us into the fire temple.
Okay. So let me bring up the fire temple. I'm not sure what this is going to show. So fingers crossed.
Oh, look at that big beefy boy.
Yeah.
Okay. So welcome back to the fire temple.
Oh
Um,
baby.
so I'm going to put you put. Let's see. I mean, I don't need to make you smaller, but put you guys back at the entrance. So it is Deacon. Oh wait, I know I can't fix that. I need to fix that on the other screen. So Deacon Gully and Rohan and Brock all make their way to the entrance of the Fire Temple. Excuse me. So disregard Tico and Ledo and Afine's icons.
Okay.
No, Ledo. Juliet.
Oh, okay. There's okay. Thank you. And there's and just for the time being, we'll disregard Juliet as well. All right. So you guys enter into the Forest Temple, the Fire Temple, and
It's the Firist Temple. Excellent.
I guess we need to go to the Forest Temple next.
slip of the
You gotta
tongue.
do it,
Slip of the
dude.
tongue. All right. So
All according to plan.
you come in, you feel the heat. This is now a familiar sensation, and we're sitting at about 45 minutes. So, what would you like to do?
Going to the northwest corner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I look at them and I ask, do you have any ability to jump over these little distances here? Or
Absolutely,
will we need to find a way to... Excellent.
not a
Okay.
problem.
Awesome. Gorons are always... You can always count on you guys to be strong. Love to see it. Yeah. So I believe we all have the basic 10 strength to get by these obstacles.
Yeah.
Up until we head to the northwest corner.
Yes. In fact, like any areas where there has been like this area where like this area where the lava flows were changed from the battle, like those are back to normal.
Nice.
So
Excellent.
you're really at no point are you really jumping more than 5 feet. So yeah.
Perfect.
So yeah, feel free to move your characters.
Cool. There's an invisible wall.
Yes, there is.
Oh yes, there is.
Oh no, I fell into the lava because of the invisible wall.
So yes. So when you get to this point, you see something on the wall. You see in a small area where there appears to be a an area for a disc or a medallion to be inserted.
I will look at that medallion insert to see if it's the same approximate size as the medallion that I have.
It is exactly the size.
Yeah, I will insert the medallion.
All right. So you insert the medallion into this wall, and with some, the wall starts to shake, and then it kind of parts, leaving. Do either of you have dark vision?
Yeah, I have good dark vision.
Okay, so you can see into the room, and it appears to be, you know what? Let me see if I can alter, or if I even need to alter the thing, or if I could just put
I
you in
have
myself.
60 feet of dark vision if that helps.
Okay, so what you can see into the room is the room looks, well, for one, largely empty. And
Okay.
you, if you were to stand where where Gully is standing. Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
this was one of my early things, so I can't potentially move it. But this is where the opening is, and if you were to like look through the doorway, you can see a pedestal in the darkness.
Cool.
Oh,
Deacon, I can't see anything in there. Ugh. And I cast dancing lights.
I love that new trick, Gully. It's awesome.
It is. The room illuminates, and Gully, you can now see a like a 3-footed pedestal sitting in the center of the room.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, there's like a little pedestal in there. What's that on top of it?
Would you like to enter it? I'll move you in. I can.
Yeah, I'd like to go in.
Yeah,
Alright.
let's head on out. Yeah.
All right.
And that's when Rohan traps us inside. Oh no.
Rohan's really Ganon. It's Kyburn.
Rohan has been Ganon the whole time. That's why they sound so similar.
It's
You fools!
Brock.
You led us right to it.
So now you can get a much better glimpse of this room, and the room itself. The walls on all 4 sides are filled with a combination of kind of like hieroglyphics with like Hylian narrative under these kind of like Goron-ish hieroglyphics.
Wow.
Good thing Gully has cheat code installed on his head.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Helm of comprehend languages.
Well, technically, it's not a language. So, like, that's what you gather from the
gosh
helm.
darn it.
However, there is Hyrulean text etched in underneath the hieroglyphics. So you can still read it.
Oh.
And as you read it,
code.
you can kind of like get the gist that from like the story itself that's written in Hylian matches what the pictures are depicting. And so basically, in essence, what it's doing. Hold on, I'm trying to get to like the right page or the right screen. All right. It tells this story of the Cataclysm, or at least a part of the Cataclysm. And it tells how the how a large part of the problem that caused the Cataclysm was the fact that there was poor judgment made on protecting the Triforce. So rather than using the Triforce as a diplomatic bartering tool, which it essentially was in prior campaigns, it was broken up into equal parts and entrusted to the sages. And so that's like the first kind of like 2 walls. And then in the 3rd wall, it starts to get a little bit muddled. The etchings on the wall start to kind of melt, I guess would be the appropriate word. So that part of the story is a little bit hard to read, but like if you take it, like it has like char markings on it, and if you take a moment to kind of like prestidigitate the charm markings.
Exactly where I was going with
Yeah.
that. You know me too well.
Many years. The you get the impression that you have not been the first person inside this chamber.
Sweating intensifies.
And the fourth wall, which was the wall that your back was facing as you entered into the chamber, has these massive gash marks on it, giving you the impression that whatever was on this wall was something of importance, that something that had a high propensity for violence, high ability for violence, did not want you to read. Or not you specifically, but did not want anybody to discover.
So it's just 2 gash marks?
No, like just claw marks. All like it looks like it was like viciously vandalized.
Gotcha. So there's no like mending capability to like fill in the cracks for what would have actually been there.
There,
Because it like fills in like here. I'll post it in chat. It
yeah,
says that it fills in like breaks or tears in an object.
yeah.
So like as
I
long as it's not 1 foot in any dimension.
I won't say what it is unless you cast it.
So if I can be honest with you,
Yeah.
can I do like a mental insight check to see if like, oh, logistically that would also, you're talking about a stone carving, you fucking idiot. It'll make the stone go back to a blank slate. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, point taken.
So, you know what? Honestly, that's not even the most important thing in this room.
No, valid. I assumed it was going to be the piece of Triforce that's not there anymore.
Yes, the Triforce is gone.
Motherfucker.
Now, from the hieroglyphics, and the ability to do basic math, you comprehend that it's not the full Triforce, that there are 6 temples, there are 3 Triforces. So it is, using basic math, it is safe to come to the conclusion that there is half a Triforce potentially in each of these temples. It's what you gather from reading the hieroglyphics. Feel free, both Gully and Deacon, to give me a either history or arcana check to definitively read the hieroglyphics. Like the charred, the messed up part of the hieroglyphics, to see if you can determine which half of which Triforce was in this temple. And I'll throw the DC at 18.
Can I? Oh, never mind then. I was just gonna say, like, logically, I can't read. Doesn't that not extend to hieroglyphics too? Would I have like disadvantage or something?
You know what?
I don't know. I feel like it just means I just can't do it. To be honest with you, I feel like I look at it, and I'm just like, definitely pictures. Like this needs like a coloring book, Like maybe if it was like blue, I could make something out. But
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right.
I think it's just not. I think it's just above me, my dude. But I appreciate it.
That is okay. So Gully, DC 18.
That is only a 25, not that 1.
20. All right, 25. It is definitively half of the Triforce of Power was in this temple.
Mother double fuck.
Am I able to determine with that check if it was recently taken or if it's just like it's pretty dusty in here and it's been gone for a while?
Well, now we're getting into time, and time is a funny thing in this campaign.
Can I use the time? Okay, can I enhance ability intelligence myself, and can I, or actually, hang on. Can I logistically use the time realizing that I can't read, trying to figure out what could have possibly left those claw marks in the room?
That you could. Um,
Okay. And I'll give myself. I don't know what kind of check that would be,
I would consider it
but
considering it's like a most likely some type of beast creature. I would consider it like a nature check.
okay. All right, then I'll give myself enhanced ability intelligence. I'll swing that on Gully just in case too. So I'll cast it at 3rd level, and then I'll last us each in hand advantage. Jesus Christ, advantage on intelligence checks for 1 hour. So here, let me
Oh,
go.
nice.
All right.
Natural 20.
Nat 20. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Oh baby, flat roll nat 20. You'll love to see it.
Nice.
So, what this tells you as you cream the hell out of this nature check is you find embedded into the claw marks the um of the gashes in the stone, you find metal shards, and you come to the conclusion that this was not a beast, that this was
Hmm.
something,
Yiga?
someone that has, at the very least, the ability to use tools, someone with that level of intelligence that has the know-how to break into a sacred place, a hidden sacred place, stage um, an attack on a room to make it look like it was some type of random beast attack, but in reality, it was a fully orchestrated thing, and who was in here knew exactly what they were doing, and they knew how to make it look like it was something that it was not.
This is not good.
This is also, given your history check, this is not someone that you have come across before.
Okay. Damn. Well, that's also good to know. Okay. Oh shit. Oh. Oh, I of course relay all of this to Gully.
Oh,
You can
no.
wonder sleeping at night going to be fun after learning this.
This is quite perplexing. What the
So,
heck?
Gully, give me back to your question. Um, give me give me an inspection to try to determine, unless you can propose a better ability check. So kind of like, yeah, like inspecting like the surrounding area to kind of determine if a time frame for this assault in the room. Just
Give
Okay.
me an investigation.
did I say investigation?
You said inspection, but I
Yeah,
assumed you meant
yeah,
investigation.
an investigation to yeah, thank you.
Well, you know, yeah.
You do have advantage on this, by the way, and I'll give you an inspiration too, which I forgot I could do until now.
All right, so let's roll that investigation,
D12.
and then
If you
let's
want to use
roll
it, I mean,
that.
I got 5 of them packing.
You know what? Let's roll that d12.
So 21. Let's figure this out.
So the
Sounds like I didn't roll high enough.
no, sounds like you did.
Oh, perfect.
So you take a you do a very good job in your investigation, and you're able to determine that this um, has been this way for quite some time. Um, and by that I mean like predating episode 1 of this campaign. Like this predates when you have came into the Cataclysm. But during your inspection, you notice something kind of shift in the way that like the lights are dancing around the room. Something shifts in the shadow. So something hits the light in a way that it should not hit the light. And once it realizes that it has been found, it abandons its ready to action. And much like in like a Predator-esque scene, this cloaking kind of fades away from this creature, and you see this massive, hulking, dual metallic claw-wielding Yiga. And
I know it's a freaking Yiga.
And just as fast as it comes into view, it throws down a smoke bomb. And as like the smoke begins to fill like the area of it, not necessarily like the full room, but just like its area, you can hear 2 words kind of like struggle out and bounce off of the caverns of the room. And those words are simply, finally free. And when the smoke clears, it's gone.
Damn, without a chance to react or anything?
No, it was like
Whoa.
that quick.
I look at Gully. I say,
Well,
that's unfortunate.
If Gully had not rolled as well as he did, there you get the impression that there would have been
Slightly less
an attack.
weight above Gully's shoulders.
Yeah, like it was in this chamber. It was trapped in this chamber, and since it had been found and it lost the since it had been seen and the moment of surprise had no longer been availed to it, a hasty retreat was the course of action instead.
Darn it! And I meant to detect magic when we came into this stupid room. Oh
Shit,
well.
I forgot you could do that now.
Yeah, well, okay. So he snuck out. So he snuck out with the half of the Triforce. Okay.
Okay.
The door starts
Want
to
to try and chase it
rumble.
down?
The door is now starting to shake and close.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I'd say we dash out of here. I mean,
yeah, let's book it out of here.
Cover some room.
All right, let's see. So did I get a look at the creature?
Hold on, let me take a quick check. Because I'm gonna have like yours and Gully's actions going simultaneously.
Okay. Well, this
So
is like before this happens. I was thinking like I was just curious if I got to look at him.
as it is, give me hold on, I'm trying to think. I'm like placing like the the physicality of it.
Mhm.
So by the time that this happens,
Gotcha.
you're doing what you're doing with like the fourth wall. So you're not.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah. So you're like not
That's an
that
excellent
far
point.
from
Don't
the
worry about it.
exit,
Yeah.
and it
I
was
okay.
by the time it was yeah. You know what? Give me disadvantage. Um,
Okay.
but perception because you wouldn't have the time to actively look. So it's like if you can like catch a glimpse as it's departing.
Makes sense. Just a 6. Okay.
You get the size of it. Like I mean, Gully got a good look at it. And I would say that Gully can convey to you what he saw, but like
Okay.
after the fact. But you definitely saw um like a silhouette like bolting out of the room.
Okay. Okay. All right. So shit. I yeah. Okay.
Yo,
I
Brock, Rohan, don't let it get
yeah.
past you.
Honestly, um I would be more like Brock Ron, get the hell out of here. I feel like if that thing was about to like decimate Gully, I don't want to see what it does to civilians.
Well,
Um. Oh God. Okay. So yeah, I wanted like I guess it's time that I just want to like go out of the temple since I'm close to the door, and I want to check for the medallion. I want to see if I can take it back.
okay. So when you get to the other side of the door, and the door closes, then you can see that once the door kind of closes, that the medallion is still embedded into the door, and if you tried to retrieve it, it would not pose any type of resistance.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Um. Shit. I The gist of it is I don't have like without the ability to react to him in that one particular instant. I don't have any spells that could like tell me where he is right now.
Hmm.
Without burning something very important, and yeah, I just want to make sure that Rohan and Brock are okay. Gully, if you have anything you want to do, I could give you another, and I'll give Gully another inspiration if he has anything he wants to do while he's
Oh
still
yeah. Oh, Gull is dashing out, going after it.
word.
Okay.
Okay.
So before we
Oh
leave like the platform
wait.
outside of the chamber, we're gonna have our
Mhm.
first con save.
Oh okay. Um. Okay. So all right. If I see Gully dashing after it, can I give me 1 second.
Hold on, I gotta take you guys out of the room. Hold on.
Fair.
Really? That's a crap con save.
You're stuck. That's all right. Con save starts out at 10 anyway. I don't think Gully
Oh right, I needed that too.
Gully
1 second.
can't fail his first con save. Okay, so first con save, you guys are okay.
Okay.
You hear
Yeah.
commotion at the entrance to the fire temple. And also like the thing the thing that I also haven't narrated to this fire temple is also like one of the things that is ever present kind of in this fire temple is the Gorons that have been sent there. The failed rebellion Gorons are in this fire temple because if you remember, like that is kind of what their um their penance was. That
Bang up job of that.
yeah, they were not welcome back into Goron Village. They had to
Mm-hmm.
prove themselves and serve their time in this temple to kind of guard and protect it, which technically they have been doing. These Gorons are simply civilian Gorons. They were unaware of the secret entryway, and this whole altercation has taken place so fast that as your run-of-the-mill Goron, they would not be fully capable of reacting.
Sure.
But you do hear a commotion at the entranceway to the temple once you make it out of the chamber.
Okay, so if the so if Gully's running after him, fuck it. I'm burning my my duplication ability. I'm going to cast haste on Gully.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna give him an inspiration, but I need to make sure that Rohan and the other dude are okay.
Okay. So the first action of your haste is to make it to the entrance of the temple, correct? Like,
Yes, you
I
got
guess I'm
it.
saying, like, is there anywhere else besides? And I'm not asking for any reason, I promise. But is there anywhere else in the temple you want to go before going to the entranceway to investigate the commotion?
Oh,
Well, honestly, I'm running out looking for the dude that ran out of here, the
Mhm.
Yiga that ran out of here. So that's what I'm going after. I'm chasing after it.
Okay.
If that happens to be the direction of the commotion, the shaking of the temple in the front, then yeah, that's where I'm going.
Okay. Give me. Hold on, let me take a look at the map. Gully, give me. Wait. 1, 2, 4. All right. Give me 4 athletics checks, and Deacon give me 4 acrobatics checks.
okay.
So for athletics.
Oh no, he's used all the good rolls.
Right?
All right, Deacon, you're up. Okay, so Deacon, you fall a little bit behind as Gully's like rushing to the
Mhm.
entranceway and the commotion. Gully, you get there first as you get the most fleeting glimpse of this. What's that?
Can I just ask? So I cast haste like the spell on him.
Oh yeah, I know.
Do you know what that does? Oh,
Yeah,
okay, sorry,
yeah,
just making sure.
yeah.
Okay. I
I'm
wasn't sure
just
if they gave him like
like
advantage or anything.
I'm having you make those rolls because I'm having you pace yourselves against each other.
Understood.
And,
Okay,
and I
sorry.
know Deacon is more dexterity, and I know that Gully's more strength, which is why I had you do those things, because I figured like
Understood.
those were the things that which you were going with.
Definitely. I was just making sure because because he has like the extra action to dash and all that kind of stuff. So
Yeah.
okay, sorry.
So Gully, you do get ahead of Deacon as you're both like jumping from platform to platform to platform, and so what you see, Gully, is you see the chronologically you get about 2 platforms down when you can start to see the you get to like the to the far end of the 2 platforms down, whereas Deacon would be like just landing on that second platform. So you're on opposite ends of it, you being the closer one, and you just see this hulking fucking creature just like make a jump towards the exit of the temple.
How far away is he?
That's a
Or
good.
it? Yeah,
That is
how
a
far
good.
away is it?
You know what? Let me. let me get a distance on that. Okay. Jeez. Hold on. Mother. Okay. You know, I'm gonna have to zoom this out to get it better. Okay. 35 feet. And in fact, let me put you guys in your respective areas at this moment. Okay.
Oh, 35 feet. Then I've definitely got something to try on that mofo.
All right. So I'm going to narrate what you see, and then you tell me. So
Okay.
at the entranceway is Rohan, Brock, and this unknown assailant, and in the moment, what you see is this assailant make a leaping knee attack and nail Rohan square in the freaking jaw with it, and this is what is causing the commotion. Is Brock kind of like screaming for help? All right.
Okay. Sorry. So do we both get an action at this point if I am theoretically within distance? I'm sorry. I'm just making sure.
Yeah, yes, but let me get Deacon. Oh, I can do that. All right, so Deacon would be about 50 feet away, and Gully would be 35 feet away. Okay. What would you like to do?
All right.
Mm.
Do you mind if I take this one? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I subtle spell in the form of a cage, force cage around the monster.
Okay.
Here. So here, do you guys know? Let me read out what this does.
Yeah.
Okay, so, an immobile, invisible, cube-shaped prison composed of magical force springs into existence around an area you choose within range. The prison can be a cage. It has to be a cage in this form. A cage and can be up to 20 feet on a side and is made from half-inch diameter bars spaced a half-inch apart. Doesn't matter about the cube. A prison that is in the shape of a box, which is like solid matter. It can be 10 feet on its side, creating a solid barrier that prevents any matter from passing through it and blocking any spells cast into or out of the area. When I cast a spell, any creature that's completely inside the cage's area is trapped. Creatures only partially within the area or those too large to fit inside the area are pushed away from the center of the area until they are completely outside of it. A creature inside the cage can't leave it by non-magical means. The creature tries to use teleportation or interplanar travel to leave the cage and must first make a charisma saving throw. On a success, the creature can use that magic to exit the cage. On a failure, the creature can't exit the cage and wastes the magic or use of the spell or effect. The cage also extends into the ethereal plane, blocking ethereal travel. The spell can't be dispelled by dispel magic.
Okay. So.
Well, that's better than what I was gonna do.
Hold on. I'm going to.
Oh gosh.
I'm going to need to do something.
Oh, and I will subtle spell that, of course, if I didn't say that up top.
You did.
Yeah, you said okay.
Oh, okay. Which means no counterspell.
Hold on. I need to do a test roll for something.
Oh, what has that thing been eating all this time?
Okay. I'm going to need to do. So I'm going to share something with you guys tonight.
Never good when the DM laughs.
I'm going to share a gift that I got from a friend a long time ago. Actually, 2 gifts from 2 friends. So it's from 2 of my former players. I got a dice set with rupees in it. But I need to make this roll off camera, and I don't want to do this mistakenly. So I'm going to do a physical roll, which, as my players, especially Dekun, knows, this is highly out of character for me.
Yeah, I usually don't give a shit about physical dice.
I know. Yeah, okay. Okay. So, physical roll. All right, so you cast Force Cage on this creature, and it turns back at you. Wait,
It's not a targeted spell. You can't use deflection.
no. I'm looking at whether or not Rohan's in there with it.
He wouldn't be unless he's like within the 15-foot cube that encompasses this monster. He would be like pushed out outside of it.
You know what? Yeah, I'll for Rohan, I'll say he's pushed out. So Rohan is kind of like, I would say he's like close to it, but like when the spell's cast, the spell kind of like pushes him away.
Well, that's how it works. Like in the second paragraph of it, like
Yeah.
if yeah.
So this thing kind of like snaps back and looks at you, or like looks in the direction of Gully and Deacon, and it like Wolverine style like brings its claws like to its side as if preparing for an attack, and then it disappears. Gully, what would you like to do?
Well, it's gone, so crap. Okay.
I'm going to show everybody the roll later, by the way. I haven't touched this dice. I'm going to physically
I'm
pick up
guessing
my
it was the
laptop.
charisma save to get. I'm guessing it was the charisma save to get out of the cage.
Well, seeing as how it's gone again, and we're right at the entrance,
The exit, right?
Yeah, like at this point, like the cage itself is blocking the entrance.
Honestly, I think we need to get the fuck out of here.
All right. Well, okay. Well, we know what we're looking for. Let's get back to Ledo and Efine, because we probably shouldn't have came here without them to begin with. But it was a spur of the moment. We should get back.
Yeah.
The damage is done.
Okay, so again, the cage is still blocking the entrance, and you have from what you can see, it's a rare sight to see a Goron bleed. But you can see like from the corner of Rohan's mouth, like it's not gushing, but again, just the fact that he's bleeding is a off-putting sight.
Yeah, Deacon. Yeah, got any magic to pop us back?
Yeah. I hand out each of you a superior healing potion for 8d4 plus 8.
Yeah, that would definitely, not even going to stress a roll, like have that fully heal.
Okay, so Gully, can you do that detect magic thing real quick for me?
Yeah.
Make sure he's not in the cage as we go. As Dekun is going to approach Rohan and Brock and just see if he can. and preferably Gully if you could stay within like 10 feet of me as we do so.
Yeah.
All right.
Consider it done. Sim salabim.
Okay, so you cast Detect Magic, and it kicks back. The Triforce is in the cage.
All right.
Well, the half of the Triforce.
All right. So either he's invisible or he got the heck out of here, but the Triforce is in there.
Let me check something.
Well, half of the Triforce is in there. There are bars, right, in this cage?
Yeah,
I mean, there are
there's
openings between the bars.
yes, half inch, basically half inch little things. Yeah.
And how big is the area inside of this cage?
It's 15 by 15. So essentially,
Oh, Gully starts jabbing his sword.
yeah. You know what? I want to get Rohan and Brock to a minimum safe distance, and then I'm gonna just all I need is a creature that I can hear to target me, or that I can target with dissonant whispers. I do not need to be able to see it. So yeah, I'm going to target this thing with dissonant whispers and see if it's inside the cage. And yeah.
No. Wait. Before you do that,
Oh,
hold
okay.
on. Hold on.
Fair. You go first. I'm
Okay.
sorry.
Okay. Holly pulls out
Just gonna
his tank.
yeah.
Gully pulls out the
Ooh.
tankard. And
Ooh,
he
genius.
starts splashing ale inside.
That's genius.
I don't know if I should have made that Predator reference before. Because, yes, it is still in the cage.
Nice. Okay.
You can see, like,
Okay,
as
he's
the
still in there.
tankard splashes on it, that that the contacting, visage of this enemy, as the as the ale just kind of like splashes and pours off against it. It is in the cage.
Good job, Gully.
So close.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Wait. So as we stop, I'm going to give everybody a peek behind the veil. Let me see if I can find that freaking dice with my camera. Can you see it?
No.
Nope.
Oh, it was a 3. And what that means is absolutely nothing. The roll was for absolutely nothing whatsoever other than dramatic effect.
Dramatic effect.
Excellent.
Son of a bitch.
Excellent. All right. So, all right, yeah. Frankly, I'm just gonna dissonant whispers him with all of my starting with my lower level spell slots up to my higher level spell slots until such time as he is dead.
All right. Not even going to stress it.
You want me to go one by one?
This thing is captive. It has no means of escape, and it is at your mercy. And you.
Okay, literally just cue the torture dance theme from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where it's just like it cuts to just like me, Gully, and Rohan, and it's like Dekun's just playing his instrument, and it's just like this thing is like just like screaming in pain in the background from its like mental agony, and we're all just like dancing to like the Goron's like bolero of fire in the background, like all in unison, just performing dance moves like around the cage, which is just like when it's folk percussion on a whole nother level coming from my mind.
So I will let you do this like to the point of death, as you said, but once that point happens, I need another con save.
Valid.
All right. I was until Dissonant Whispers, whipped in there. I was thinking of Flame Sword, L.
Oh, that would
But
have been cool. I'm sorry.
but that's okay. Dissonant Whispers, saying it takes them out just as fine. Just not as dramatic.
Fair.
All right, and you need a con save because yeah.
I got a
doing some-
16.
Yep, you're both fine.
Nice.
All right. Do we need a sanity save for doing this torture? No, just kidding.
Oh man,
gosh.
I will. You know what? How brutal! Like 5 being regular, and on a scale of 1 to 10, just how vicious are you guys going on this? Like,
I
are we
mean-
getting to the point of like taking frustration out on this being, or
Gully's not taking frustration out,
Yeah.
but he is still getting a quick jab in here or there just to make sure that the job's done.
Well, I mean, we're talking about setting him on fire, so I imagine there is some degree of just like, fuck it.
okay. So being that this action is, and I'm not
Honestly, for what it's worth, I'm not technically looking to torture him. It's just that it's like, this is literally chip damage of like 3d6 on something that probably has like 1,000,000 HP.
Yeah. So I'm going to narrate this, and I'm going to pose this question, but I'm not going to require an answer because you will understand the question. As these actions are slightly out of character for the two of you, but not entirely, but slightly. The question to more so ask yourselves, rather than answer to me, is, at any point, do either of you kind of feel like, even if just for a moment, you lost control? And again, I'm not requiring it. I'm not requiring an answer, but just marinate on the repercussions of what your answer would be.
Yeah, no, I've thought about this. Yes.
Okay. All right.
No. Gully feels completely what's the word? Justified in his actions because he was about to get sideswiped while he was invisible.
All right.
See, Deacon's thing is more like, this thing almost just took out civilians, and like, yes, it was technically my bad decision that brought those civilians here, but also, he nearly just took out civilians. It's one thing when it's like, oh, okay, you're gonna fight the mystical warriors that have like opened the mystical chamber, but like, then you just go for like a dude that's standing there in the background. Like, come on, son.
It was a bit of a cheap shot, wasn't it?
It was.
Yes. Yeah.
He fucked around and he found out.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
But had he not committed to that action, he might have escaped unscathed.
He
True.
might have.
Honestly, yeah, you're probably right. Because I wasn't really like going to know that he was there. Like literally, if he was just less brutal about it, he would have been fine.
Yeah.
Which is kind of like why the like yes, exactly. Like yeah, that's why I just feel like it's appropriate to just have them all like we narrowly escaped with our lives. What else is there to do? Just dance.
Very ironic that his only and final words were "finally free."
Freedom. Yeah.
He is thoroughly and truly free now.
Yes. So,
his spirit has relinquished the body.
His corpse lie still in this ever-present force cage.
Sucks I don't have speak with dead.
What would you like to do?
Loot the body.
All right. What are you looking for?
Oh, anything, everything, those metal claws.
All right.
Yeah, can we get like an image of this thing or like a mental image of this thing?
We
So
were not supposed to catch this thing, so I doubt that an image exists right now.
I will
Valid.
try to get an image and post it onto Discord, but I currently do not have an image.
That's fair.
So
that's
basically, like it's like so it has a Yiga mask. It has kind of like the whole like Yiga get up, but this thing is like brawlically massive,
fair. Mm.
and it
Oh,
has
that-
these you know what? Saying that you're looking for its claws, give me um give me an inspection on the claws if you want that to be your first loot.
okay.
Inspiration. I believe
Well,
I still
and
have three
I
of those.
still have that. Well, it hasn't been an hour
Ah.
yet, so I still have those at advantage.
True. Okay, that's true.
Okay. No, wait, did I say inspection again?
Like,
I said
Yeah,
inspection
I
again,
believe
didn't
you meant investigation. Yeah.
I? Yeah. I don't know where I'm getting inspection from.
but the I'm
And you
just
said I
saying.
have that inspiration. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. I don't mean to push it. I just
So wait, did you want to take the inspiration?
I mean, I might as well. Why the heck not?
figure on the
Party.
loot check. Every little bit helps, right?
My party gave it to me. My
I'll tell you,
partner
it's
gave
gonna
it to
make
me,
a
so I'm going to
difference.
use it.
Okay. So
28.
so you go to take the claws. Because I mean they're they're freaking cool looking claws, and as you give it a slight tug to remove them, you realize like the hands are kind of like bandaged with the claws coming out of them. Um, the claws are his hands. Like they have been very crudely and appears to be very painfully having his hands replaced with these claws.
Mm.
So you can take them, but one, they wouldn't be immediately functioning, and two, it's going to be very gross and messy.
Yeah, I feel like I already crossed my like evil
Yeah.
actions for the session threshold. Like
It's fine.
I was visited by the permit crab and it allowed me to do one bad thing today and I've used it.
No, it's fine. He'll just use the flame tongue to cauterize,
Hell
and
yeah.
he'll cut the hands, at the wrists.
All right. So
Nice.
absolutely
Or well, he'll try and estimate as far back as the metal claws go, and then cut back from that point.
okay. I would say a safe bet is the wrist. I mean, if you want to do like a medical check on this, you're welcome to, but cutting at the wrist is a safe bet.
Okay, yeah, he's just gonna go for the wrists.
Okay. So feel free to add to your inventory bloody hand claws.
Bloody hand claws.
Bloody hand claws.
Actually,
Hell
they would not be
yeah.
bloody because he cauterized them. So yeah, they're not bloody. They're just charred.
Oh,
Charred
okay.
hands.
Well, you know what? I'm going to consider them bloody, not from like the wound where you cut, but like from the amount of skin that's like attached to it. So like if you like
Alright.
unwrap the hand, like the area where the blades were like pushed into his hand have like wounds and things like that. So not from where you cut is
Okay,
the bloody wound,
okay,
but like
fair
the
enough. Okay.
bandages are pretty
Gotcha.
bloody.
All right. So bloody blade claws added to
Bloody
inventory.
blade claws. All right. Second thing, what would you like to look for?
You have another one?
The what?
You have like 2 more inspirations that you can use. Still.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
believe.
2 more. Okay.
So, like, for both of your investigations or whatever. I'm packing a bunch of these.
I mean, this dude was going invisible, so how was he doing that? Does he have like a cloak of invisibility on him or something? Or is he using a spell? Does this dude look like he was a spellcaster? Does he look like he was magically adept?
I mean, he cast invisibility twice.
Oh, so he was casting that. Okay.
Well,
so,
well,
yeah. Okay.
you saw him go invisible twice. You see nothing immediate that might qualify as like a spellcasting focus, but that doesn't mean he didn't cast it.
Okay. Might be a sorcerer. Either way, can I just do a journal investigation to find whatever else this dude might have?
You already did one specific. So the following two need to be specific, yeah.
Oh, so they all have to be specific. I
Yeah,
forgot about
you
that.
can
Okay.
either do like one general and then like it is what it is, or you can do 3 specifics.
Okay. So in that case, I'm specifically looking for Yuriga. You probably got something poisonous on you.
Jeez.
I mean, what else do we have that's not burnt or stabbed up? Wow. I don't really need money. I always need money, actually. Oh, okay. I'll just look for money.
Okay. Give me investigation for a rupee pouch.
Here we go.
All right. 22. All right. Give me
Oh, you still have inspiration if you want to use it. So.
I mean, the
I don't know if
22 is high enough. It's yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Sorry.
I'll use it on my last roll. Wait, I have 2 or 1?
I believe you have 2. You only use the one so far, and then you use the one on the battle. So.
Oh, so I have 2 more. Oh, okay.
Sorry, I apologize. You don't have to. That's all.
Why the heck not? Just use these suckers. Throw another one on there. There we go. So 29.
29. All right. Give me a hold on, I'm gonna get the right color. Let's do this right.
I really had nothing planned out to look for on this dude.
You know what? Honestly, there's not a whole lot. But give me a D20 for purple rupees. Okay, so 50 rupees apiece. Is 65 rupees. No, 650 rupees.
Right? 650 more rupees.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Okay.
So, given that high amount, I'm also going to kind of give a free narration that it's strange, a little bit off, that someone like this would be carrying a pouch with such a high amount of rupees in it.
Okay. All right. So since this dude has so many rupees,
for shits and giggles, I'm going to look to see if he happens to have a mask on him.
He is wearing a mask.
Well, meaning one of the, the happy dude mask.
Oh, the happy salesman mask. Okay.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Happy salesman mask.
All right. Give me a roll on that.
And then we'll throw that D12. Oh, geez, really? Now I get the crap rolls.
Sorry.
Oh,
14 does not give you a definitive answer on that.
Yep. Nope, that's fine. All right, Deacon, you're up.
All right,
Deacon. Okay. Does it count as my specific to just pick up the Triforce piece that we already know is there?
I was honestly waiting to see if either of you were going to mention the Triforce piece.
Yeah, no, I
Oh, we were definitely not leaving that Triforce behind.
I was
Honestly,
honestly just like, imagine Dekun's just like staring at it while Gully's like doing his search. Like
if you
literally just
didn't
like
grab it, Rohan would have. So
fair. And if we didn't grab it, it would have been in better hands than his.
exactly, yeah. So all right, yeah. Feel free to add half of the Triforce of Power to your inventory.
No one man should have most of that power.
It's a lot of power.
Okay. Honestly, can I just do a general? Like, fuck it.
Yeah, go for
I
it.
don't like. I have no expectations on what this dude actually has on him. So,
Fair. There are some things that
Yeah.
that honestly would only come up in a general search, depending on the role.
Okay, so I should still have advantage on this from the last bit.
Uh-huh.
But aside from that, it is a flat roll for me because I don't
Okay.
have any inspiration type
Well,
things.
specifically, there's one thing, but we'll see.
15. Yeah, it's like I don't know. It's like I'm tempted to like I don't know. 15 is just such a even number that even if I
15 is
munch
still
on cookies
good.
or something.
It's decently above average. So here's
I
what you
feel
find.
bad. Can I bribe you for cookies for the thing?
It would
Is
change
that
my
out of
answer.
touch?
It absolutely would change what I'm about to say.
Is that I don't know. Is that in poor taste?
No, that's what they're for.
Okay, yeah, I want to do that, please.
Okay.
I don't know how many we have.
Let me say. I think we're still well stocked.
Holy shit! Yeah, you guys got a lot of those.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess I just want to try and bump this up to a 20 because I usually don't do well with these.
Yeah, we're sitting on 35. So,
Fair. I will like gently nibble too.
okay. I was gonna say yeah.
And
At bare minimum, we need 2.
Okay, so that brings me to 22.
22. Okay, you're happy at a 22?
Let's do one more just in case I bump it up to 25.
One more. Do 2 more. Why the heck not? We got plenty.
Oh, but I'll get fat.
You,
Okay,
you'll work it off,
that's true. I feel like this lava's doing that like a sauna, honestly.
right?
Okay. So 15 plus 12, I believe. Yeah, so 12. Yeah, 12. So 27.
27.
Well, I'm staying with 27. I don't want to just get like blatantly greedy.
Are you sure you don't want to hit 30?
Are you gonna penalize me for this in some way?
No, not at all. Just I'm letting you know that there's
Okay.
a very
There we
distinct
go.
difference with what you're going
Okay.
to find between like
31.
less than
Okay.
30 and more than
Alright.
30.
Fair
31.
enough.
There we go.
I see you just like I imagine at this point, like between the spell and like this is like how Dekun is just like Gully's like I imagine this is Gully giving Dekun the inspiration, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Like this is like Gully going like pumping him up, like you could do this, man. This is basically what it was. So
You got
appreciate you,
this.
Funny
Appreciate you, man.
choice of words.
Uh-oh.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
So what you find is first thing you find is an empty syringe.
Oh, okay.
With remnants
Ooh.
of very small
Steroid.
remnants of a liquid inside of it.
Oh,
Next
shit.
thing you find is a full syringe of the same colored liquid that has not been utilized yet.
He was juicing.
Holy shit.
And the third thing you find is a letter. A letter from what you find is like as Gully's kind of like counting out his rupees, you notice like as he like pulled the rupee pouch off of this character, this letter kind of fell out onto the ground, and you picked it up and you start looking at it.
Yeah, so it's like that, huh? Understand everything now. No, sorry.
This is a very reading-heavy episode. So,
By George, by the end of this episode, you will be able to read, Deacon.
we were doing that for a while. We were trying to get. There was a point where we were trying to get Deacon to learn how to read, and
I would like to pick up on that, but yeah.
absolutely.
There's like so much like actually happening, but yeah, like honestly, I feel like that would be a fun little like downtime thing, or like even next time we have some more like chill adventures.
Yeah.
There's just been like so much like trauma and stuff in the background that it's been like hard to keep up with it.
We can
Yeah.
absolutely revisit that mechanic.
Hell yeah.
However, for the time being, you find a note. What would you like to do with the note?
I hold it up and I say, Gully, can you read this? I found this.
Oh yeah, of course. Hey, do we want to read it right here? Shouldn't we begin back? Okay, you know
Yeah,
what?
I guess
Let
we
me go
should
ahead and
get
read
one.
this. Let me go and read this. Whatever. We're already here. Let's read it.
Okay, it's the letter is a ransom, but not ransom. It's basically a hit saying that somebody knew at some point that you'd be coming and find your way to this chamber. And the primary instruction was to kill whoever made their way into this chamber, with a secondary instruction to escape with the Triforce and bring it back. It was basically under the instructions of leaving no survivors. So whoever was in the chamber could not make it out. And the letter is simply signed like a little dash and then the letter B.
Ah.
Did you write this?
It was since I know you have the helm to further elaborate. It was written in Chica.
Ooh.
Okay.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right.
So his mask, was it a regular Yiga mask?
Yeah.
Okay. I just wasn't, gold color upside down. Who knows?
Nope. Typical run of the mill Yiga mask. So
Damn.
be sure to add the other two things to your inventory.
Yeah. Ooh.
The empty syringe and the full syringe.
Okay. Yeah. I do I have like can I like put these in like an empty bottle
Um,
so I don't get stabbed
Certainly
by
could
them? You know what I mean? Are they like too big for that?
they're not huge. Like, I mean, yeah, if you have a container that you would feel comfortable putting them in, you absolutely could.
Well, it's more like, am I gonna stab these when to myself if I fall in my backpack or something? You know what I mean?
Nah, we'll simply just,
Okay.
for purposes,
Or
just say no. It would be a weird mechanical hang-up.
appreciate it. Just making sure. Okay.
Sorry, Fuzzy. It
Just
was not
for
it wasn't as shiny.
Deacon, before you put that away, just real quick, just wanted to detect magic on it.
On
Oh,
the
true. I should probably identify it too.
on the syringes,
Yeah.
no magic.
Okay.
That's even scarier.
Yeah, we'll get back and then we'll do some identify on it.
Well, if it's not magic, identify won't really do much. I think I think this might be Dr. Demento's work. That's not a meta joke. We ran into that guy in the he was the one supplying Tony with medical supplies.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, that sounds out of character, but it is in fact actually not, I promise. Yeah, he was yeah, he's the only doctor we really know of, so and he kind of specializes in outlandish medical stuff, so I feel like that's like spooky doctor, like, spooky hit. B could just as easily mean bank as it does Barova or, something like that. So, well, I mean, Barova had her signature and she's Gerudo, not Chico. So, anyway, grasping at straws here, grasping at straws.
Yeah. No. That's okay. We should be getting back though.
Definitely. Sorry. Okay. So yeah, I will, honestly, yeah, I imagine at this point, the force cage would probably be down. It's probably been a while since we met her. Then, yeah, is there still a teleportation barrier in the fire temple now that it's like not evilified?
No.
Cool.
You know what?
Then I'll just like
I'll put it
teleport
this
us back
way:
to camp.
like, the medallion itself offers certain benefits. So,
Gotcha.
so
Which,
like,
just to clarify, I did take off the wall.
yeah, not just
I should hand
anybody
it
can
back to Gully
teleport
now
in
at
and
this
out
point.
of a temple.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, incidentally, Gully, I'll hand you back the medallion.
all
Okay,
right.
perfect. All right.
So you teleport back
It
to the
seems like,
shoreline.
yeah. Yes.
All right.
With Rohan and
Brock.
and Brock.
Yes.
Yes. Not to leave them behind.
You can visibly see, at this, throughout this whole thing, Brock is kind of tending to Rohan's wounds, and by the time that you all kind of teleport back to this thing, back to Lake Hylia, you can kind of see like a fair bit of like frustration in Brock's face, and he mutters kind of under his breath a couple of times. He's like, "I did not sign up for this. I did not sign up for this." Like, he kind of figured like this whole thing was going to be a quick in and out, let alone having his husband be assaulted by like this being.
I'm really sorry, guys. I didn't know it was going to turn into that. I didn't understand what we were going up against here.
It's like it's okay. You didn't know. We
We'll
said,
get some
the
rest.
things that got you there. So, but it's late. It's late. In fact, I'd have you make another con check, but I know we're like approaching sleep anyway. So like,
Fair.
understand, like,
Yeah,
we're in third con check territory, but it doesn't matter even if you fail the
Gotcha.
con.
I'm just giving him like two more glowing healing potions. I'll tell him like if he's any kind of sick, come to us, and we'll make sure that he feels extra better in the morning. We're really sorry about this. But thank you for your time. We appreciate you coming with us, and yeah, we're gonna head to bed now, and we hope you get some rest too.
Yes, it needs, I understand, and tomorrow will be a better day.
Definitely.
Yes.
We'll see you then. Have a good one. And we kind of like awkwardly like wave and depart.
Yeah, you can tell like he's saying that to like try and convince himself. Like,
Yeah.
like he's saying it to you, but he's like deeply saying it to himself. Like, tomorrow's a better day. So as you head back, at this point, Ledo has already gone to bed. Fiend, are you staying up to? Okay. So here's where we are, Fiend. We are at like 3 con save. At a 3 con save point. And depending on are you, what was that, Lita? So we can take it one by one.
Go to sleep.
But initially, like right now we'll go with like intent. Do you intend on staying up until Gully and Deacon get back.
He does not intend to stay up and wait for them to get back, as bad as that sounds.
That is perfectly fine. So you just simply go down once it's time to go down. As Leto has kind of like, simply like done his thing and ventured off and well, not ventured off, but just like went to bed for the night. There is a point of time where you are simply, aside from the little mini deacons cleaning up the place, you're pretty much by yourself. Given what you said, I don't think, there's no reason that you would be up for like more than 2 hours. So even if you did take one con save and failed it, it wouldn't make a difference because you would sleep it off in the long rest. So, given that time frame, is there anything specific that Afine does? Is there anything she's feeling? Anything she's mentally exploring? Kind of anything of that nature, or just going to bed and waiting for tomorrow?
She is completely and utterly terrified by the fact that Ledo brought up he'd seen her father. She is horrified that Ledo is a member of the royal family, or was. Confused about that. And she is trying to put this all together and trying to. She just doesn't want to think anymore and just wants to sleep properly at this point.
That is
Wants it all
completely
to go away.
that is completely fair and understandable. So at this point, all 4 players have turned down for the night. So let us. I think in many respects, it was a very unexpectedly difficult day for many different reasons. So, so as like everybody wakes up, there is this lack of. I feel like there would be this lack of cohesion in the party. Um, Not, it might not be necessarily the first time that this feeling has happened, but like going to bed with all these different feelings and going to bed with all these different experiences and learning different things, when you kind of wake up, coming together again might feel a little bit difficult and inorganic. There's experience that have been had that haven't been said and shared. And under normal circumstances, when we wake up, I have everyone roll a d20 to see what what order everyone wakes up in. But in this particular instance, everyone kind of wakes up at the same time, which is also really kind of like the first time that this has ever happened. So once everyone's eyes are kind of open, I would say that everyone gets the sensation that they are the last person to wake up. And that's the first thing you do. You have this like overwhelming grogginess to it, but who's going to be the first person to address this?
Do it.
Okay.
I will get up, come downstairs, and look around. I'm guessing everything's rebuilt. And kind of look at the tree and realize everybody else is actually awake too. Morning, everybody.
Hey,
Yeah,
morning,
yeah.
Leto.
Good morning, everyone.
Hi, Goey.
So this is kind of weird, because normally it's either me or like. Actually, normally I'm the first one to wake up, so that's kind of weird.
Mm.
Everybody else is weird, but it's odd. So I'm doing better, in case anybody's wondering.
That's good to
And
hear, Ledo.
I have a weird question because I've never done this before, and I wanted to know if it's possible.
Mhm.
So, Ellie, I told you I needed your help today, and
Yeah. What's up?
so you know my tree that's in the middle of the lake, the
Mhm.
middle of the pond. Can you make it bigger and wider?
Hmm. Let me think. I mean, there's plant growth.
But it's not in theory a real tree, is it?
Wait,
That's the question
tree.
of where it comes next, because I'm wondering, since the nearest tree I think is outside, which is over by where we need to go anyway. But if there's a tree here, then we don't have to go directly there. And I'm wondering if I can use travel via plants on this tree.
Oh, give me 1 sec. I could probably think of something about that. Here, give me 1 moment.
Everyone, while he's thinking about that, just thought I'd throw it out there. We kind of went to the fire temple.
Excuse
We,
me?
killed this, big hulking, nasty looking mutated Yiga. Yeah, and there was another piece of the Triforce there. So yeah, there's that.
So
These things are actually real.
I hold it up. I feel like for display. Yeah, I found this. Like absentmindedly, Willie's like looking through his spell list.
wait.
Yeah, while he's looking
Anaphine
through the
had a
spell list, he just kind of like absentmindly drops it in the ground. Oh yeah, there it is.
No, I'm sorry. I did that for a bit, but yeah, no, he holds it up to show you guys for proof.
Fiend, you and me had a heart to heart, and they found a piece of the Triforce.
Aw, I'm glad you guys feel better. I hope you do at least.
I think I'm gonna go back to bed.
Ledo feels better, yeah.
What happened to you? Are you okay? Sorry, that came out rude, but like,
I
are
found
you
out
okay?
Ledo's been keeping some very important information from me.
Oh,
What information?
what happened?
He decided not to tell me he'd seen my father around. A guy who had
Not
done nothing but pull a
around.
monster since I got here.
Oh,
I haven't seen him around. I saw him while scrying in another plane of existence. Only after you described him to me.
Doesn't
Oh,
make me
you
feel
seen her
better.
father?
Yeah, I kind of saw him.
oh,
He might have seen me too. That makes it any worse.
Horribly.
yeah, that kind of does. Kind of does, my man.
Oh, looks like we missed out on some important stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was a
Jeez.
while ago that I saw that though. But
I
you
don't
found a piece of
even
the
want to know
Triforce.
how long ago it was.
Oh, what do you mean it was a while ago, and we're just now finding out about this?
And was that important since we weren't going to be able to get to him?
Everything's important, always.
Let me put it
To the
this way,
Triforce,
Ledo.
yay!
Let me put it this way, Ledo. I'd rather be back in that cave with a Lizalfa's knife to my throat than spend for 1,000 years to spend one more minute in the presence of my father. Hey, Triforce.
Yeah.
Wait,
I um, yeah. Sorry. Yeah. I get
If it
what
helps,
you're
I
saying,
could
and
let
Fiend.
anybody basically kind of see him. I can give them the scrying spell and they can do it themselves. And then you can make it even.
Um, I
Yeah,
think
I don't
it's
think that's the point. That, yeah, no.
Athene, I know we won't. I have no intention of going and looking for him. I don't want to have to expose you to something like that again, Athene. I think that would be unfortunate. Um, I think we learned from this that going and forcing ourselves through the old time stuff is not always the healthiest option. I didn't realize how bad it was going to be until we got here. But seeing what happened here, I don't think that maybe it's worth being more careful in the future. And to that extent, Leto, I'm sorry I made you come here in the first place. I should have been able to approach this more directly, like I did with Gully, and just we we need to. I should have learned to respect your feelings a little bit more. And yeah, when you put up a protest, I shouldn't have made you go through this. I'm sorry. And to that extent, I won't make that mistake again.
It's fine. I screwed up. You screwed up. They all screwed up. We should just call ourselves the screw ups. That's too mean. Heroes for confusion. Confusers.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, Athene, we won't make you see that person. And yeah, yeah, I kind of thought what was gonna happen in the fire temple is, we just went to idly talk to Rohan, and he mentioned something about a corridor that we missed. So we went to check it out, and yeah, we there was a dude inside who attacked us. We had to like fight him off. And then yeah, we took care of him, and then we got the piece of the Triforce that he had tried to make off with. So
Yeah.
that was kind of our night. Just full disclosure. So
Oh yeah, here's yeah. This was actually, I guess, a job that he was sent to complete. Here's the instructions that he was given, and I hand over the letter to Leto.
Can you
Okay.
read it, Leto?
I don't know what language it's in.
Sheikah, so like I think it's ancient.
Yes, I can.
Okay. So yes, you're able to read the letter.
Oh.
You learn about the hit, and although you get the uh, you feel that in reading it that it might not necessarily apply to specifically your party, um, but it applied more to like an inevitability that somebody would be coming into these temples. Um, and yeah, so to like circle back on one aspect of the explanation, when the room was when Gully and Deacon were inspecting the room, was that the this room was um, this happened before the events of like it came in the point of in between from when um, after you and Deacon had disappeared to like before you reappeared, which kind of gives speculation to the fact that like there had been um, an expectation that maybe not necessarily um, yours and Deacon's party would reemerge, but that there was an inevitability that somebody would reemerge. And I'm even going to tack this on to a conversation that you guys had with Crow, where he referred to you guys as um, fated and prophesized.
Eh. I got 3 questions. So, who had the note?
You meaning it right now, or
No,
where we
who did you
found it?
who did you take it from? Where did you find it? Type of thing.
Oh, it was on the mutated Hulk dude, the Hulk Yuga.
I used minor illusion to conjure the image of the dude that we fought.
Okay.
Yeah, he was a weird burly. Oh, actually, and then Gully will pull out his bag and reach into his bag. Actually, cut these off of him, and he pulls out the hands with the claws.
Ooh,
I used minor illusion to make a comical hand clapping sound effect.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um,
This thing, it had the note.
So,
Quite formidable. It could use magic as well. It kept
so,
trying to go invisible, but we outsmarted it.
so next
And then
question.
Gully pulls out his tankard and takes a sip.
How did it get inside? Because we had to use Black Ocarina.
Don't know exactly how I got inside. It was actually still inside of the temple in a hidden room that we did not find when we were there previously.
Okay.
maybe it got inside.
And it had been there for a
Sealed.
really long time. Like before the Cataclysm long. Which is
Sorry, Fiend,
weird.
what were you saying?
Maybe it got inside before the temple was sealed.
Okay. I don't know much
That's
about
scary.
Yigas, but don't they need to like eat? Is there like
But that's
food
what I
in
was
there
saying.
and
It's been
whatnot?
in there a long time. I was like, what was it eating?
Especially like bananas and whatnot. You know they're known for. Were there like tons of them around?
No, there weren't any.
I take out the full syringe and say it seemed like he was eating this. Sorry, Fiend, what were you saying?
I was just going to ask, could I check the hands to see, even though they are now currently dead, do they look like the person who had them was malnourished? Skin and bones, undead?
So,
Well, he was definitely not skin and bones.
but you would like to check for signs as
The
to whether or not
physical
this thing was
condition.
undead?
More like the physical condition of the person who they were attached to.
Okay.
Do they look ill? Do they look really thin, like someone had been malnourished? That sort of thing.
Given the fact that there is not a whole lot of since Gully cut it at the wrist, there's basically like a stump of flesh if you unravel the cloth, which does not give you a heck of a lot to work on, but not so little that it would be a disadvantage. So I would say if you want to determine whether or not there's evidence of necrotic magic, give me an arcana check. If you want to try to gauge the rough amount of time that this stump has kind of been evidence of like not been alive and functioning, give me a medicine check.
Guidance.
Can I do both?
Honestly, both of them is going to lead to the same answer potentially.
Okay,
So it's more
better
like
at this.
whatever you're more proficient in would probably be the better roll. Okay, medicine. Are you happy with the 23, or do you want to throw guidance on top of that?
E4 on top.
I could also check in inspiration.
I'm happy to just say the guidance, which would be D4, correct?
Okay, yep,
Yeah,
D4 for guidance.
It is a new day.
Sorry.
So we're sitting at a
25.
25.
Not bad.
We're happy with the 25?
Yep.
I love asking that question. Okay, 25. So this is, first of all, not your normal hand. You can discern that immediately. The any blood present pertaining to the wounds of the blade, as well as the bandages and the wrappings, have I would say blackened over just simply from age and time. But as you kind of like examine the cauterized part of the hand, you also notice that there really isn't any blood inside of the hand,
Ooh.
indicating that yes, this thing uh, has already been dead for quite some time.
Good call. That's terrifying.
Well, I think I know how it stayed alive so long in the chamber.
Oh.
Oh,
Do tell.
It
How's that?
wasn't.
Hey. Oh.
Oh, not to freak anybody out. I'm gonna take the sword out and I'm gonna touch it to this just because the fact that it's weird and it's magical, possibly. I just want to make sure that it's like, oh, it's dead. It'll never die, and it might, just go away.
Wait,
Cool.
but
I haven't taken it out yet. That's why I wanted to say. Somebody else wants to reach in and grab the sword, can, but otherwise I will.
I thought we agreed to stop reading the sword.
Yes,
Yeah, I
but if
really.
it's a phylactery thing, then we can destroy it, and then there's another one gone, and then I'm guessing whoever B is, I wonder who that could be, will have a phylactery.
Hmm. Here, let me check something.
Would anyone make their phylactery another person's dead body?
Well, it would be like the perfect thing to basically be like, hey, go get this. You'll have the Triforce of Power. You'll be kind of super powerful, and you'll come back with half of it, and I won't have to worry about anybody killing it.
I could cast Identify on his hands, which will tell me if they're a magic imbued object at all. If they have, like, if they are a phylactery or something, this will tell me any of the properties about whether, any of its magical properties and how to use them. Or if there are any spells affecting the creature or item.
Are you do it on the hands or the actual like blades? I was thinking the blades because hands I
Word.
think are just undead.
True. I honestly, if you guys are okay with me taking 20 minutes, I could do it on both.
I would
Yep.
allow it simultaneously for simply 10
Yeah.
minutes. Like the
Thanks.
hand and
Well,
claw as a whole. Or the stub
Or
and
you
claw
do
as a
one and
whole.
I'll do the other. How about that?
True.
We'll split the work. You do one, I'll do the other.
Nice.
Okay. Neither possesses any magic.
Hmm.
Yeah, I passed that on. It says not magic. I kind of a relief, to be honest. If these were, I don't know, magic laws, I think I'd be even more scared.
okay. So,
I think it's this gooey stuff inside the little bottle.
well, luckily we have an alchemist outside.
Mm, true.
But before that, can you make the tree bigger?
Oh right.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Let's not forget about the tree.
This is important.
the which tree again?
My tree that's like right in the middle of the pond there. And
Oh,
my little
okay.
if we can make that bigger and wider, that way me and Gully can go through real quick, take like less than 5 minutes and come right back through.
Okay. Sure. Yeah, I think I could do that.
I don't know if it's gonna work because it's not like it's weird because it's a magic tree, but it's also
Hmm.
kind of real but not real.
I was
See
trying
what
to
happens.
think. Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, I was trying to think if I could like maybe make like a druid grove or something like that. And that would animate the tree, but it doesn't say that it would make it any bigger, except that it would awaken the tree. And failing that, I mean, I could try to awaken the tree, but then it's like an awakened tree, so I don't know if it would be good for your spell. So
Just
unfortunately, I don't
needed
think
to be big and wide enough for me and Gully to walk through.
Yeah. Still have enlarge reduce. Sorry, I still don't have enlarge reduce anymore, so I really don't have anything for that.
Yeah. Enlarge reduce wouldn't be permanent though.
True, that's true too.
No, can't you like change the size of things in here though?
Wait, you're talking about getting it into the mansion?
Yeah, I'm having you in the mansion, the actual
Oh,
tree that's in the middle of my lake, make
I'm a
that
fucking
bigger
idiot.
and
Oh,
Oh,
dude, I'm a
I
that's
fucking
thought
why.
you were.
idiot, bro. I thought you were talking about
No,
this,
no,
like outside here.
no, no,
That's
no.
what I thought
I don't
too.
want to go outside. I
Gotcha.
don't want to
Okay,
go outside yet. I want to
that
try and
makes
do it in
perfect sense.
here. It'll
Oh,
also make it easier for me later on to come back,
gotcha.
so that way I can
All right.
literally come right back in here.
Yeah, I feel like I could do that. I mean, yeah, I should be able to do that. Yeah, I know that's basically. Yeah, I guess I just focused really hard. I feel like I can make it bigger. I mean, something saying like, I can choose the way that it looks and something saying I can't like change it or anything. So yeah, I guess they'll just kind of focus it on like growing bigger and like the little pool around it will grow bigger until it looks like maybe even have like a little tiny like gate come down that you can like walk over so you get past the water and stuff.
Oh, anybody can come with me. It's literally going to be I'm going home, and then we're coming right back. And I take out from my pocket the little chipped off piece of stone from the tablet from my house and go, Dekun, hold on to that, just in
Okay,
case.
thank you.
Ollie, I need your muscle because I can't lift it.
Yeah, let's
I'm gonna
roll.
go get the tablet that needs to go to the broken one that's outside. Fiend, do you want to come just in case? Adventure.
Sure.
Okay.
I'll stay here in case of
If you,
emergency teleportation.
okay.
Okay,
Um.
so we're ready for
That's what you
teleport.
intended,
And
right?
then,
Sorry, just making sure.
well, no, I'm going to travel via plants and literally go to the nearest tree to my house.
Mhm.
No, sorry.
Go
I was
grab it.
asking. You
Oh,
wanted me to stay here so that I can help you in case you needed.
yeah. If for some reason we're not back in like an hour,
Mhm.
I'll to
Just
there.
wait longer.
No, don't wait longer.
No, don't wait longer. Come get us.
Definitely.
Wait
This
another couple
this should
hours.
literally take like 10 minutes max.
That
Yep.
was an Ace
I will
Ventura
come get you.
joke.
I
Oh.
know.
I'll come get you if you're not here in an hour. Don't worry.
Yes. Okay.
Okay, so you
I will
travel via
travel via plants.
plants, and you come to your home at the beachfront, and the entire thing is in flames. No, kidding.
It's fine. The tablet's made of stone. It should still be fine.
He doesn't even like the rest of it, sucker. No, sorry.
There's Lionel everywhere. No,
It's
Oh,
been washed
XP
away by the
galore.
tide.
and Kybern is wearing a
Shitty
Marty
bakers.
skin suit.
Oh, you want to play like that?
Ledo was almost wearing a Marty skin suit.
All right,
Anywho,
you get to the beachfront, and everything is fine.
okay, so I will lead everybody inside. Show Gully. This is the tablet that I was talking about. If you could pick that up, we'll go back to the tree. We'll literally go right back to the mansion. And then if you could bring it out to the other half, and we'll put it back together.
All right. Yeah.
That way,
I think I can get this. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure because I definitely can't.
All right, so absolutely, Gully, you would be more than strong enough to lift up this stone tablet.
Oh,
And
my back, my back. Oh no, I can't
oh,
get this.
you lifted with your back and not your knees.
You want me to do it? Because I can actually turn into something and carry it if you need. I just
I'm
thought, it
just
would make it easier.
kidding. I'm just kidding. All right,
All right.
got it.
If
Where we going with
Okay.
this thing?
back to the tree, literally go back through, go back to the mansion, and voila, we're back with the tablet.
All right, and Gully walks back with the
Now we
tablet.
just need to bring it right there.
All right. So you bring it back, and you're
Should
still
have breakfast first.
yes you are still in your hut in Lake Hylia in your pocket dimension, and you take that moment to just kind of regather yourselves and reconnect and have something to eat as all these 100 tiny deacons just kind of run around and make sure that there's something prepared for everybody. um, I would say that they set up that a kind of like that a meal table set up more towards like the entrance of the shop's layout. So it's like the entrance, your table, and then your meal table, and then on the other side would be like the service counter of Cetos. And you are well fed, and while this is going on, um, you know, Gully puts down the tablet, and um, you discuss your intentions for the oncoming day, or anything else.
I just want to put it back, see what happens. Also, I can read the rest of what's written.
Okay. So, um, anything else anybody wants to talk about before we do that? Well, just anything really. There's been a lot that's gone on.
One last thing. I will stand up from the table. I'm a jerk. I'm an idiot. I'm sorry. I should have told you that I did that. I was also kind of mean yesterday. Sorry. Sorry.
For apologising. I
Sorry.
still don't forgive you yet, though.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, no worries. We all have our days. In some people's cases, months.
Sorry.
Yeah, like I said, it's all good. We love you, man.
I care for all of you too. I don't know about loving you, because if I love you, then you might be taken away.
Fair enough. But I don't plan to go anywhere. You're stuck with me, buddy.
Everybody said that, and then they disappeared. So don't say that.
All
But
right.
just you'll be there when I need you. That works better.
Yeah. I'll be there when you need me.
Okay. So you wrap up conversations. You can start to see, for maybe like the first time in a while. I would imagine that Leto probably has something that he's genuinely looking forward to doing. Like
I have one
like
more thing.
yes.
Promise, real easy and simple. I'm going to, while everybody's finishing up and I feel like an idiot, I'm going to step away real quick and ritually cast water breathing on all of us. I know that me and Afine can do it, but just in case if we have to go into the lake, now it's all set.
Well, yes, you presumably will all have to go into the lake. Um,
Well,
but like
now we're set.
so the rest of the party does feel this almost this like pull from Leto in like him wanting to get this done, whether or not it's excitement or closure or something. But this is um in a lot of ways a new feeling that the party is specifically feeling from Ledo, to the point that there's a certain amount of just group excitement to move forward with this next step, and you prepare to make your way to the island with the three goddess statues. Three demi-goddess statues? Fuck it, we'll call them goddesses. The three goddess statues. We're going to give the proper respect with this. The goddess statues. And as you travel across the water. Oh wait, there's two tables now. as you travel across the water, I'll fix that later. Quick question: does anybody take any detours?
Not I.
Okay, so beeline right for the island, and you all get to the island. Leto gets there first, and these. Gully, you never had any interaction with. I mean, you had an interaction. You never had any interactions with Din or Furore, right?
No.
Okay, just Lynette. So you would
Hmm.
recognize the center statue being of Lynette, and Leto. You would recognize the two other statues. In fact, Deacon would also recognize the statue of Lynette. Um, but in terms of reading the plaques, um,
I got nothing there, buddy.
yeah,
Sorry.
that's perfectly fine. Okay, very reading heavy episode again. So Leto, um,
Hmm?
the two um, stone tablets of Din and Furore um, are fully written out and expressed. And in the center, you have Lynette, or as many other people would recognize her as Nehru. And you can see the remaining writing that you have not had the ability to read yet. My question is, what would you like to do? Is there an order you would like to address them? In terms of actions, how would you like to play this?
I would ask Gully to put the tablet together with Nehru one, and then try and mend it together, and then read yours first because she was my least favorite. Then read Din's, and then Nehru's last.
Okay. So, the moment that Gully puts the tablet on top of Nehru's broken tablet, it magically fuses, comes together no problem, without any additional mending or anything whatsoever. And so you read the tablet of Furore. It says, "The fire of Hylia burns with eternal courage. As my parting gift, you may call upon me, and I will aid you one last time." And it is signed Furore. And you go to the other side. It says, "The fire of Hylia burns with eternal power. As my parting gift, you may call upon me, and I will aid you one last time." And then you take a deep breath. And also, as the now center tablet is repaired, a third blue light now shines up into the sky. And it reads, Ledo, you have shown me a love that I have never felt in all of my centuries. As my final gift to you, I give my full protection. Be strong, and I will be with you always. And it is signed, Lynette.
Actually says Lynette.
It does not say Nehru. It says Lynette.
Oh, wow. Lynette actually signed this? What? Wow. Man, I missed out on some stuff.
Leto would just go around the tablet to the statue and just like look it.
Yeah.
If anybody actually listened very quiet, the words "I miss you" would be the only things you would hear Leto say.
So, as you hug the statue, the party can see in an aura of blue light envelop Leto. Not to a massive blinding part, but noticeable nonetheless. And the blue light then no longer shines up into the sky, but Leto, you get the sensation that you are not alone, that you are looked after, that you are protected. And what that means is if Leto ends up dying for any situation, be it going down in battle, suffering power word kill, or even succumbing to a disintegration, you will be resurrected as if from a fairy bottle, but you will not suffer any adverse effects, including XP loss. However, if this does happen, the sensation that you feel in this moment will cease. Okay. So it's very evident that this particular situation, that this particular gift was for Ledo. And the other two gifts, not specifically intended for Ledo, but more intended for worthy heroes. And by no means does anybody need to act upon these two remaining gifts. But if anybody were to want to, gain these gifts, you would need to, and I'm not saying you haven't already, but you would need to somehow gain the favor of either Din or Furor. But as I said, for the first time since before the formation of the cataclysmic realm, Ledo's sense of loss, of abandonment, of a feeling that not fully comprehending the impact that he had on Lynette. That story has now come full circle in Ledo truly understanding what happened, and more importantly, why it happened. So, with that, this does seem like the appropriate place to end for tonight. I want to thank everybody for joining us. Again, we will be taking a 2-week hiatus, and we'll be returning on January 1st with our special one-shot. Given the fact that we are wrapping up with one faded love story and picking up our one-shot with another one, there is a certain perceived poeticness to it. So I look forward to that. I look forward to rejoining with everyone. And I hope you have a healthy, happy, and safe holiday. And whatever that holiday may be. And you know what? 24 episodes. 24 episodes out of a 52-week year means that we've pretty much been broadcasting for the entire year, and it's been a great year. It's been phenomenal. It's been surreal. Everyone's been wonderful, from Gully, Dekun, Ledo, Afine, everyone in chat, Fuzzy, Ronan, everyone that's been joining us. You're all amazing, and I love you all. So, hope to see you on January 1st. And if you cannot make it, we'll be picking up the campaign on January 8th. So again, thank you thank you everyone for everything. From the absolute bottom of my heart, and hope to see you soon. Thank you,
Yes.
everybody, and
Arigato. It's been
bye.
fun, man.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.